Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to press play again here in Wollongong for the 2022-23 New South Wales State Championships. We're coming to you live from Fig Tree Sports. We've got the women's pairs round 2 match about to commence. Players just completing their second trial end here this morning. And once again joining us in commentary is Warren Shipley and Ben Crixtolitis. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Morning, Warren. Morning, Andrew. I just had the most beautiful drive in. The fog was over the Shoalhaven River. It's probably the most spectacular sunrise I've ever seen. So up early this morning and driving in, and once again we've got a magic day here for a huge game of bowls. And I'm not going to speak about the players, Shippo. I'll leave that to you.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, morning everyone. And yes, as you say, Ben, conditions again ideal here at Wollongong. You can have your Queensland, beautiful one day, perfect the next, because that's all we've had down here since we've been here. Yeah. Magnificent days, and hardly a breath of wind again out there. A bit of a dew and frost again around this morning, so green a little bit damp out there for the players. But what a game we have in store for you this morning. 4 internationals on the rink. And for Cabramatta, it'll be Ellen Falkner and Karen Murphy, and taking on the Raymond Terrace duo of Genevieve and Natasha van Eldik. And we're just going to be doing a bit of research about the players. And Ellen Falkner, for those that don't know, is an English international. Numerous world titles and championships and different things like that. And Ben's got her stats up there. We'll just give you a bit of an idea of what she's done.
I can run through a few of those if you like. She's won 3 Commonwealth golds in the fours, pairs and triples, and a bronze on the Gold Coast in 2018 is her most recent. World Outdoor Championships gold in Leamington Spa, and then 3 silvers and a bronze in Christchurch. World Bowl indoor bowls, 4 gold medals, singles and mixed pairs, all in Yarmouth. Atlantic Bowls Championships, 3 golds, 3 silvers, 2 bronze, and then British Isles Championship. She has 5 gold medals there. A huge record representing England.
Yes, well, that's just some of her achievements, and her partner Karen Murphy, cap number 56 for the Jackaroos, and she's made 647 appearances for her nation, Australia, and now the assistant coach to Gary Willis for the Jackaroos at Bowls Australia.
And I'm looking forward to pointing that out to Michael Clark tomorrow when they come here for the big sports breakfast. That he got some caps, but she's got more.
It certainly has. Yes, that's right. And they're up against the Raymond Terrace duo of Genevieve and Dells, who recently partnered with Natasha to win the Australian Open Women's Pairs. Before that, she was the Australian Indoor Champion in 2019. All-round sportsman is, sportswoman, I should say, is Genevieve. Doesn't matter what sport it is, she tries her hand at. I'm sure she's pretty good at it. I know she plays golf with a very low handicap. So play's underway here. And you see the first green bowl from Genevieve for the Jets and the white and red bowl from Ellen Falkner. And the skipper for the Jets, Natasha van Eldik. As I said, she's just recently won the women's pairs at the Australian Open.
Yeah, that was a terrific performance up at the AO. Really enjoyed that. Just looking at their live stream, welcome everyone and good morning to everyone that said so. Everyone that said so, and a few from WA here already. It's bloody early in the morning in WA.
Early,
so,
yeah.
And Matty Blackburn saying, wasn't there a better game to choose? I've never heard of any of them.
Well, you've got a Jackaroo squad member the least experienced on the green.
Yes.
Genevieve Dells is the least experienced bowler on the green, who's
it.
a current Australian Jackaroo squad member.
And as we said, Natasha, her skip, 393 appearances for the Jackaroos. So,
Karen's actually the most capped sports person for Australia in any sport.
remarkable achievement, isn't it?
We've got Karen Murphy's got an Order of Australian medal, and Ellen Falkner, a member of the British Empire. It's pretty remarkable, actually.
Yeah.
A couple of, my apologies, the most excellent Order of the British Empire. Quite amazing.
And Ellen, part of the high performance team for Bowls Australia as well, focusing mainly on the para athletes.
Yep.
Part of the funding through the AIS, I believe.
And Disability Sports Australia, and I'm proud of being able to work with Ellen previously. So certainly puts puts a lot of effort into that space, and the worthy space it is as well. So it'll be interesting to see how the green's performing this morning, lads. A little bit of dampness. You can see they've remarked the lines again.
Yeah, I had a bit of a walk over the green this morning, and out there adjusting a few cameras and things after one of them decided to take a tumble earlier this morning.
No, it didn't.
And and a little bit damp on the surface, so the green will certainly quicken up as this game goes the distance. It's a good bowl there from Murphy, so they're holding a bit of a number here as they swap over. It's at least 2, possibly 3.
I know both Karen and Ellen are using Henselite XGs, the red and white Sydney Swans bowls there, because Henselite has the AFL deal.
Yeah.
And Taylor GTRs for Jen. And I can't remember what... they're Drake's Pride Conquest, I'm pretty sure, for Tash. No? She's not on Drake's?
Nope.
I thought she was.
Well, that's a good
Might
bowl
be Taylor.
here.
Might be Taylor's as well.
They're a red line.
Yeah,
Yep.
Taylor, both players are using
My
the
apologies
Taylor bowls.
My apologies to Taylor there. She's definitely using Taylor bowls.
Yeah, I got it from yesterday's triple final. Same bowls.
You can see
Well, I'm holding shot at the back there now. Jen just punched Jack through a little.
yes, Tash having a bit of a look here to see what's on for Genevieve, and it's a forehand shot for Genevieve, being left-hander. We've seen these ladies play a bit on our streaming game. They've had quite a bit of success already. Natasha runner-up in the singles, women's singles, and they combined along with Kate Matthews to take out the triples. So a big week. They'll be back again in the next couple of days to contest the fours as well, these two, with a couple of their Raymond Terrace teammates.
Oh, just getting word that our volume may be a little low, mate. The audio one normally on the thing is, we'll jump it up a bit now and see how you go. Let us know feedback if it's a bit low. and happy to adjust as we can and fix it. We want to make this coverage as good as we can for all of you. And once again, I'm about to give you that usual warning that all the tragics online will hear every day. I'm going to put the YouTube link up for those who wish to watch it there into our live feed. Don't click on any links that aren't us. I'm going to provide you a link. If anyone else tries to, it's not us, and they're going to try to, and they will try to steal your money and steal your life. So don't do that. Or pretty close there, a pretty good effort there by Tash to try to come through that gap there on the right-hand side of the screen.
Well, she has opened up a little bit. She might have a couple of seconds now, which may give her some opportunities to have a bit of a look. So, yeah, see Murphy just running for cover there with that bowl of Genevieve Dells, and Tash's going to stay on her backhand. You see what kind of weight she plays here. She's either going to turn her own bowl in. Oh, she looks a bit high to do that.
Yeah, high down that hand. It seems to be the narrower hand again. These greens brilliantly maintained by the crew here. They're out again early this morning. They'll even be in a little bit earlier tomorrow, they're telling me, because they don't want to be running the engines or the motors on the rollers while the big breakfast is happening.
Yeah, the big sports breakfast will be broadcasting live from Fig Tree Sports tomorrow morning from 5:30 till 9. So if you're in the area, get yourself down. If you're a Canberra Raider fan, I know Lee Stinson's a huge Canberra Raider fan. He can't wait to see Laurie Daly.
Jeez, he loves it, doesn't he? I'm going to have to look up who Laurie Daly is. I know who Michael Clark is. How's that sound?
So first end completed. Not sure it was 1 or a 2 there. I didn't see the signal. Apologies there, but it's...
Who's Gerard Middleton as well? So the three guys, Laurie Daly, Michael Clark and Gerard Middleton, coming down tomorrow for the big sports breakfast from 5:30am to 8:30.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether Clark will be here, Ben. I think he might be on holidays. I think it might be another sports person that they'll bring down with them. I'm not sure.
Right. Isn't there a breakfast on as well or something like that? Buffet breakfast?
There is a buffet breakfast, $15 a head for anyone who wants to come, and all you can eat breakfast. Can't go wrong with them.
Well, you can.
Yeah. We'll just...
You can end up looking like me.
It was only the one to Cabramatta, that first end. So they lead 1-0, 21 end game. This of 4 bowl pairs, or 2-2-2-2 as we play them.
So it is interesting that even after watching, I guess, Tash and Jen play in the triples with Kate, that they're going for short ends as well.
Yeah, well, I've had a bit of a conversation with a few players that have played on this green, and they were commenting that the area around the tee, they think it seems to quicken up a little bit. It's a little bit difficult in around that area to get right to the jack. So
just where the players are standing all the time.
Yeah, where the mat goes and where the players are standing. Yeah, plenty of traffic on this green. You'll see the other two teams in this section as well are playing on the rink next door. We'll keep you updated, and as we have been doing all through the week, we'll keep you updated with other results there. We have our hard-working volunteers. We're putting the scores in down the bottom as they roll through. They'll wait a couple of ends before they start to whack a few scores in for you, but you can keep up to date with how your zone or club is travelling.
That's it. One of our scorers yesterday, unfortunately, had to run home quickly. Her husband dislocated his shoulder, so maybe a bit delay out of tragedy. I was out there visiting the clubs yesterday, and it was the poor lady. She's I won't mention names. I don't want to get invade her privacy, but yeah, it was she's had to run home, so we'll see how they go from Tragy Park, but Wiseman Park, Wollongong City Bowling Club. That's a really beautiful place out there. I was surprised. I haven't been there before, but it's a really neat club. Place I'd go and be very handy. Oh, look at that. Tash holding the shot at the back there. Karen just missing a little run down that narrow hand. But, yeah, the club itself is beautiful. Do yourself a favour and get out there. Felt like home.
So, yes, as we said, the other games in this section is playing on the green next to us, and it's Warilla against Dubbo in that game next door. That's the other two teams. Both of these sides had a victory in their first game.
So we've got a few people here saying that Karen Murphy's a Raiders supporter.
Yeah, she is too. Yes, she was mentioning that to me this morning as well. Yeah, let's hope she can get her words out when I believe she's getting interviewed by the crew tomorrow at about 8:20. So let's hope she's not too starstruck. No, with Laurie sitting next to her.
Right. Well, Laurie the other way around.
Well, possibly, yes.
And Rowdy, yep, you too, mate. Good to see you. We've been chatting with the former RBM down in Victoria there. Rowdy getting out and moving into back to selling farm machinery, actually. It's a pretty cool job in a very cold place. But I've just looked to my left and I heard something scraping around in the background. It's just happened to be Matty Miles pulling up a chair. How you going, mate?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Oh, very well indeed. So rumour has it you have to be here early tomorrow.
Yeah, apparently it's a really early start for us tomorrow, so see how it all unfolds. Looking forward to. I've never been to one of these before, so these breakfasts sound pretty amazing. So can't wait.
Yeah, well, you might have to sleep here tonight, Matty, with the amount of work you're doing, mate. You mightn't have time to go home.
I feel like I'm sleeping standing up at the moment, so it won't be hard to stay here.
It's funny. Andrew and I were discussing that in our little bunker down here. We've got a bathroom with a shower and a kitchenette. We could actually pretty much just set up stretchers and be fairly comfortable.
A couple of benches in the locker room and at the back there. We can.
It's actually nice and warm down here too.
Yeah, it is at the moment. It's not warm out there. So what's this ball from Jen? Oh, actually, she hit Jack. Actually, Jack
got
was
the shot
further forward than I thought it was, but looks like. Wrong button. It's because hey, we just had the Wollongong ad. We are. Oh, look in the background. That's Tom Moore from Huskerson Bowling Club. I'll just point that out. I can actually see a lot of the Zone 7 guys there. We've got a couple of teams from my little region. Tom's wife plays for St George's Basin, the old enemy, red versus blue down there. I don't like that. She should come across to our club. But,
Here's Murphy on the attack. That's her own bowl.
Yeah, and one. The finger goes up. Ellen Falkner indicates one as her bowl got smashed in there. Got the
desired result. But, probably not the number one target, but it'll do until something better comes along. So as I said, both these girls had a victory in round one. The Raymond Terrace girls had a 32-13 victory, while the Cabramatta girls won 28-12. So
go the goat, Karen Murphy AM. Zach,
what a great shot, Natasha.
Oh, fantastic bowling. So how's it looking out there? We've had another frost this morning, Matty.
Yeah, it's probably the heaviest frost we've had so far. It definitely put us under the pump early, but it's all the greens got plenty of rolls this morning as we had no cutting to be done. So the pace should be definitely well and truly into it by this afternoon.
Yeah, it was nice and foggy this morning too. Coming in, I was getting a little tear in the eye. It was that beautiful. It was and it wasn't just the sun shining in my face, but it was just this. A low mist floating, as I said, over the Shoalhaven River in that green zone from Bomaderry to Albion Park. Just spectacular this morning. I loved it. If I'd had time, I would have pulled over and taken some photos. But
there's Tash on the draw. It's just going to duck away. I think it looks like it's turning a little bit more than what we've been used to. We've got a big score here, though.
Oh, that's all four of Tash's bowls out. Wow. Imagine scoring 4 shots against Karen Murphy and Ellen Falkner, but when you Tash Van Eldik and you do. Yeah, well, yeah, in a game. That's it. 5, I think.
It's a handful. So after losing the first end with a single, they've bounced back to score of 5, and you'll see there's Natasha standing for the jack throw there. So they're going to play a similar length to what they just played. Not surprisingly, scoring a 5. Why not?
Yeah, indeed. Play to your strengths, and their strength has been this Matt right back. Jack pretty short. That's not as short as Kate was able to roll them yesterday. I'm gonna.
No, but it went straight to Natasha's feet where she
Yeah.
was standing. So that's about the same length as they just played. Even though Cabramatta did throw the jack on the last end, it was Raymond Terrace that scored a 5. So we'll try that again, and it's a great opening bowl.
Just want to point out, Glenn Billy Baxter saying, as mentioned, 4 of the best on the green, and Andrew, Matty, Benny and was in the bunker. Plethora of talent all around. That's nice feedback. Look at that. Compliments.
It's a big word for Mr. Baxter. Bunker. That's a pretty big
Bunker.
word for him.
Just Googling that as we speak,
Don't worry,
actually.
don't worry about that plethora, or however you say
Yeah,
it.
that'll do. Plethora. You can put a strong O in there if you wish. Ross Clay getting behind Raymond Terrace. Obviously, look, Raymond Terrace always get good support. I like seeing the Jets logo, Jets emoji popping up in the feed, and already a lot of people watching this, and we're so glad you're here. Thanks to Wollongong and Victory Sports.
Yeah, and our other two hosts, Rogie and Wiseman Park.
Wise man, yeah, that's it. Wollongong City, yeah, bowling club. Yeah, I was saying before, as I went back to the bowls, that's a really neat little club. You been over there, Matty, to Wiseman Park?
I definitely have. We have a pretty tight-knit greenkeeping community around here. We all help each other out too. So, they've definitely come a long way in the last couple of years. They've really put a lot of time and effort into the club, and it's looking amazing over there.
Yeah, something I heard as well is that there's a one membership thing, so you can have one membership for all 3 clubs,
Oh, magnificent.
and so you get the same discounts on your food and or drinks depending on what's going on. And I'd like to see more clubs doing that, because while we're rivals on the greens, we're not necessarily enemies, and I'd like to definitely see a lot more teamwork within that. So it's good to hear about the bowls, the greenkeepers community.
Yeah, we all try to get
Well,
around
Kaz.
at least once a month to see each other and have lunch and just make sure we're all on track for where we're going. So
Yeah, that's brilliant. Really brilliant. It's really like to hear that.
Magnificent. Well, some of these players too will be travelling between clubs. It was only yesterday we had some here in the final of the triples before they had to race off back to Rogie or Wiseman Park to commence their pairs championship as well. So
Yeah, a couple of them said I was stalking them.
yeah, right, okay, yeah.
Here's the first as well. Tina Gibson watching from Norway
Yeah.
at 1:15 in the morning. It's winter here, so I'm assuming it's still light. I'm assuming the sun's still up there in Norway. Well done, Karen. That's 4 pretty good bowls there by, one of Jen's, one of Tash, and then Karen dropping the 2 in there. I'm pretty sure Jen's still holding shot, though.
Yeah, looks like it close with the 2 at the back behind, directly behind on the line there. You see Genevieve's bowls have a slightly bluer look about them compared to Karen's green.
Yeah, the black markings really show up as well.
Yeah.
Black paint.
even though that 5 was dropped, the heads haven't been very loose at all. It's,
No.
yeah, it's
It was a close 5, wasn't it?
yeah. No.
Yeah, well done, Jen. That's another shot. But yeah, that was a close 5. There was nothing in it. I don't think it would worry him at this stage. If you're going to drop 5s, it's good to drop them big numbers. It's good to drop them early on and not late.
Absolutely.
Helen grabbing the back there. Probably it's another one at the back and a good decision. You're warming up out there. You see Ellen's jacket's coming off. just in the sun, it's absolutely spectacular. And bowlers, like sailors, talk a lot about the weather.
Oh. Yes, I think probably the wind is the worst element to play in, but none to speak of so far.
There's no rain on the horizon for this event either. Well, touch wood.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx anything, but that's what the radar is predicting. So.
We got Karen Mason watching from Budapest.
Yeah, Karen, she was on the other day. She was cruising down one of the rivers over there, and she was heading for a 30-degree day, I remember, at Budapest.
And Jimmy McRory watching from Tullambar, which is a little bit less exotic than Budapest and Norway.
But not by much.
Not by much. It was pretty exotic. Only Jimmy. And
Van Eldik adding another.
My goodness. Look, I don't want to go down another big score.
No, I don't, but...
Let's definitely close the angles up too for options for Karen there.
I'd run through.
Yeah, I think it's either a dead draw cold or into it.
Yeah, I think we're going pretty solid here.
Yeah, winding up.
Looking for contact. Well played.
Absolutely spectacular. That'll be a dead end.
We'll start again.
Well, saved the number and had to. We saw it coming. We all picked it, I think. Had played it just perfectly. Just great wind-up, experienced campaigner, and a great wind-up and a great delivery. Crack, and away the jack goes.
You just noticed the difference in delivery styles too between the different nations. Ellen being from England, you'll see that the Australian players will support themselves with their non-bowling hand or arm, supporting themselves on their leg, where if you watch Ellen Falkner, you'll see that she doesn't do that at all. So we see here Genevieve with the other hand on the knee. But when we watch Ellen, and a lot of the international players that we have in Australia, they do the same. They don't support themselves with their other.
Oh, here we go.
So you see Ellen, she doesn't no support at all.
Oh yeah, hangs it down to the side. It doesn't swing out like you see some very early players or new players. You do. You support yourself on your knee.
What's that?
Do you put your hand on your knee?
Absolutely, I need all the support I can get.
Yeah. Gary Kelly's the same, Eddie. Yes.
Yeah, his hand's actually most of the time behind himself when he lets it go. That's just different again.
Yeah, I've seen some of the junior players, especially at the moment, and even some of the trained players. They kind of put their, it's hard to describe, they put their elbow out and in front of them, like a vampire hiding his face, kind of thing, and it stands there, but it's still braced forward. And to see that, thank you for pointing that out. I hadn't seen that before. Noticed that before. That's great. She's good at it though. We'll put the curse on her there a little bit. She'll be a bit disappointed with that first two bowls, but
well, there's a change of hands there too, and they seem to be turning a bit more on that side this morning.
Definitely getting a lot more finish, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yes, Bill, you're correct. David Holt's another one that generally the non-Australian-born players. Shall we put it that way, or players from other countries that have came to settle in Australia? They just have a different. Yes,
I should be looking to tuck that jack around the corner. I think it's
close to doing that.
Just going to sit behind it too is pretty handy. Yeah, it's interesting. I think Jen and Tash have had the better of it at the moment, not just on the scoreboard, but just every single shot seems to be a little closer than Karen.
It's a bit tight.
And Ellen, yeah.
Well, they'd be getting pretty used to this, Rick,
I
think.
was about to say that. They've a bit experienced here, yeah.
It's not too often we're watching a game and there's no red and blue on the screen.
You're right. It's a bit like the Warilla as well. We've seen plenty of their sides at the business end of these competitions. See there the little advertisement for the state rookies as well. If you've started the game recently, a newer member. If you only just joined from April 2019, you're eligible to qualify for the rookies events, singles and pairs. Jump on the Bowls New South Wales website, and all the details are on there.
Rick McCauley asking what's the object of the game. The object of the game essentially is to get the big man-made rock next to the little man-made rock at the end and get as many as you can there. And you do that for 25 ends.
Yes, Rick, the closest to the white one.
The little white
scores one, and if you got more than one, you get a point for each one you have closer than your opposition. And this is a game of pairs. Both players using 4 bowls each, playing them in groups of 2. So Genevieve just missing the line as well. So it does suggest that they are turning a bit. Because on previous games here, we would see a lot of bowls on that side staying to the left-hand side of the centre line. I thought she was going to get a little rub there to take her straight back to the jack, but just a little bit heavy, but that's a handy bowl.
So which part of the Wollongong are you staying in, Shippo?
Right, I'm at the wonderful Bulleye Tourist Park.
Oh, very good.
It's a very nice spot there. There's a surf club just on the hill right next door. And
have you had a chance to walk along that amazing walkway they've got there?
No, I haven't. I was just saying earlier, I haven't seen much of Wollongong apart from Fig Tree Sports and the Bulleye Tourist Park, but hopefully get the opportunity because they've been beautiful mornings. I walked over and had a look at the beaches and that a couple of mornings.
Gone for a dip?
In between, no, apart from your 10k swim each morning, mate. No, that's...
No one believes that. There's a Stephen Murray saying, "Be careful saying white one." As some people use white bowls, eh, Ben? Yes, I do.
Yeah, little white one. I should
little
have
white one.
said. Tiny one.
People say my the little face on my bowls is called Big Jack because my bowls are big jacks. It works. And Julie Cotton just saying, "Morning, Matty."
Morning, Julie. See you later for a coffee. Another big bowl here for Karen.
Oh, I just got down. Okay.
So Jen's still definitely got 2, maybe 3, maybe, is it? That looks like another big number.
Yeah, still a bowl to go from Murphy here, so she's committed. Does she attack again? You see she's having a bit of trouble with the mat as well. The dampness out there this morning. Shoes a little bit damp. Yeah. Not sure the situation there. Looks like they're holding a few, Raymond Terrace. So
yeah, it looks like another 5 to me.
Murphy will need to make contact here.
Oh, look, she's always
She's
accurate.
going to make contact. Well, got to
save
some kind of result. Might be a couple.
3. I think she just put their hand behind the scoreboard.
3, yeah. Just we'll see. Hard-working ITO up there. Pam, well, she's updating the scoreboard. So you see Natasha standing there indicating where she would like the jack. And again, why not? The girls are continuing to score. That's another good roll of the jack as well.
Just realised the man asking before Rick McCauley was from Wisconsin. And Nan Smith, morning boys from the foggy Finley. Good morning, Nan. It's here all the time as well. Love my bowls tragics.
Another great opener there from Jen.
Yes, they've started
Put the pressure on them early.
Yeah.
All over it. So it is. Looks like it was a 3. So goodness me.
So early days, only 3 ends completed, but Raymond Terrace have raced to an 8-1 lead. Plenty of experience on the rink. I'm sure there's
That's it.
no signs of panic at the moment.
Sorry, Teasy, no score showing because they haven't been updated yet. We've got a spreadsheet in the background that our volunteers fill out, and that goes all around the other clubs. And as soon as they start filling them out, you'll see what's going on everywhere else. So sorry, Teasy, but I hope you're enjoying this game. You'd be familiar with all these players.
We can't help you as well from our location here.
But Teasy, when you finish with your greens today, mate, come on over and have a seat with us here if you want. Into the commentator's bunker or whatever we're calling it. That's Jen, a replay of Jen's first bowl, which was just as good as it gets, bellying Jack and following it through.
We got Irene from Salamina Bay. That's where my club is at Soldiers Point, yes. Yeah, it's the suburb next door.
So, wider hand there from Tash, just going to cross a bit, I think. Yep, and run through. Back bowls will be handy. Teasy telling me to use my 2 shoes to walk around for an update. Man, I'm trying to keep them nice.
Good bowl from Murphy there. We're going to need more of that, I suspect, as this game goes on.
Maybe we'll see Aaron Tease's celebrity appearance on our rollers this afternoon too.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. You sure you want that, mate? There's no dints in the bank or anything like that when he jumps on?
Tash Van Eldik, that's a great shot and great correction. Carrie Murphy had the shot, not anymore.
Get a bit more pace in those greens if Teasy jumps on them, I think.
Won't have to put them large water bottles on that people can use.
Jeez. Go hard, boys. Wow. David or Heather, not entirely sure which one that is. It's just all about space, mate. I think we can.
Size of font. Yes, we could put the whole team there, but when you get into triples and fours and pairs and that, each time you've only got a certain amount of space, and the font gets smaller and smaller as you type. So, yeah, gives you an idea.
I didn't think it'd be long before I got a reply to that one. It's easy, well done, mate.
It's easy, thanks, mate.
So this head's pretty well set up for Karen at the moment.
Look, Tash isn't going to give it a chance, though. Look at this. Whack. Yeah. Just right. It's still set up there. Yeah, it's still exposed, but great shot there by Jen.
We're on the attack here. Straight through. Run it into the ditch.
It's a good idea for confidence as well, by the way, having a run. So Karen Murphy, you know better than that. Here we go. Into her own bowl. Has moved 2 of them away. It's still 2 down.
Must be morning tea time, Matty, too, where Teasy is. Time to watch the stream and post a few comments.
Yeah, those 45-minute morning tea breaks are good, aren't they?
So, speaking of morning tea, Carmen Plaza, who the other day brought in some cream horns, which is just it's the best dessert I've ever eaten. It's jam and cream horns. And she's just said that she needs to bake some more. The answer is yes, definitely. You promised Tash as well, by the way. Don't forget that. Amazing Carmen. She's been here all week helping out. What's Ellen got here? It looks good to there. It's not going to... Oh, it did. Oh, wow.
Well played. Good shot. And we're talking about Ellen Falkner there. She was on the receiving end of the Natasha and Genevieve Australian Open pairs win. She was runner-up in that event with Carmen Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
And they led for most of the game too, from memory. And the Raymond Terrace girls just stormed home over the top.
Yeah, I was commentating on the other rink, so I didn't see it, but I heard the crowd going crazy at the time. I think I was looking after the vision impaired.
It's a bit tight on that one.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah, it was tight on that wider hand. She knows this rink pretty well. She'll get her next one right. Karen now just probably I'd be looking to build and get some confidence back in her little team. She's left that hanging out a bit.
Yeah, I think it's going to get back to this white line, but just would have counted Jack high, but just a fraction heavy.
If that jack does go sideways, that's probably going to be a counter. That's probably where Karen's mind was sitting with that one, I say.
Well, Natasha looks to be on a pretty good track here, all weight dependent now, but she's added a bit too much there. All right, Murphy with the last bowl, N4. I look to be holding a couple. Can she add another? Peg back a little bit of this deficit. Oh, is she a bit quick again? Trying to get back.
But rests there.
Just
maybe.
a fraction heavy by the looks of things. Yep, 2 it is, and we'll have a discussion.
Well, it won't be jack back and Matt a metre and a half up the line. I think it'll be, I dare say it'll be ditch to ditch.
We'll see. Pretty close by the looks of things, Matty.
Well, it looks like Tim Rose getting on TV up there in the background. A little bit of media happening. The CEO of Bowls New South Wales there in the grey suit in the top left, and a TV crew.
Yes, Win News was coming today. Yeah.
Well, once again, I got it wrong. Obviously, a fraction longer, but
it's longer.
Yeah, well,
3/4 length.
We mentioned before you joined us, Matty, that I was speaking to a few of the players, and they said around the tee area it was a little bit difficult to actually nail the jack. They just thought it was a bit quicker around that area with all the compacting and things with the players and the mats and different things like that. So the Warilla boys yesterday, Corey and Gary were telling me they were trying to not go right to the tee, but make them as long as they can without actually getting to the tee.
Well, there definitely has been a lot of foot play on those tees in the last 4 or 5 days, so that does make a lot of sense.
And most of the players too have been planting the mat on the tee, haven't they? Well, we've seen Kate Matthews in the triples final was throwing minimum length, but it was always the mat on the tee. And you can see the girls again are having a bit of trouble with their slipping with a bit of moisture this morning, a bit of dew and a bit of frost around. They've turned that mat over.
And you can see the tracks of the bowls coming down, making what I call bowls art, little abstract pieces.
So a couple of good ones from Ellen Falkner there to start end 5.
It's amazing how that extra probably metre and a half of distance has brought Ellen back into the game a little bit more than as a lead. That jack is super important, isn't it?
Certainly is, and you get the feel for it as well.
Where with Jen having the jack in her hand, obviously it's given her a little bit more confidence to nail it with that first bowl, which we saw early in the game. So
we do have someone at Tragedy Park bringing the scores up. That's good news. And Wiseman Park as well. We're just waiting on the figgy ones. Where's Rusty?
I'd say she'll be furiously going around getting them.
No, came around. Sadly, the bowls organiser here having to go home ill yesterday, and all the best, Kay, for a quick recovery. Good shot.
Yes, well played. So it's the Cabramatta girls' turn to apply the pressure now. We'll see how Van Eldik responds. This track looks pretty good, but she might be a touch quick to get down in time. We'll get back to the centre line, but just... So it'll be a correction there of one or the other. If she wants to maintain that weight a little bit tighter or take a fraction of weight off. And Murphy now happy with the 4, so she'll put a tactical bowl in. That's where the jack could be heading there. See Tash slipping a bit there. And Maddie, we seen that the other day. She pulled up mid-delivery, didn't she?
Yeah, she wasn't far away from letting it go, and she pulled it back somehow. And
It's some reflexes, isn't it?
recalibrated.
So it was the weight. She's tried to adjust, but left that one short. And a look back at the mat too, there might have been a bit of a slip there with that one.
Just want to point out, say, Andrew, thanks for the scroll across the bottom and for spelling my name correctly too. And that's an impressive effort. There's a lot of letters there. That's why we have simple first names in my family.
So Falkner, if you're looking to draw another, anything behind that that counts. Yeah, she doesn't want to build this target up too much.
Yeah, really wants to beat Jen there at the back. Oh, she's going to drop into the front.
Well, as long as
Roll
it
her
gets
on in.
away, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, laid it down. It's harder to move a bowl that's laying down, but obviously depending on how hard you hit it.
Yes,
It does-
exactly. But it's still just a 1.5 bowl target. And there is a hole between the two red ones at the front there that bowl could slip through.
Well, that's the wider hand from Jen again, and putting it out really well.
Just a fraction quick, but
That's
it's going to get a bowl in the head. That's their closest. Well
Yeah.
played.
That's beautiful. I think that's what Ellen would have been attempting at that point, but back on the narrower side now.
A couple of rolls onto that red bowl kind of blocks the jack from going back too, so and also minimises the size of the target. So that's what they're playing here.
Pretty good track here. Is it around the front? Just going to sneak around it, is it?
Yep. Got to be careful. Yep.
Oh,
well,
let's-
that's a target.
Here we go.
That's a batter and a slips call.
There we go. So
Well, the camera pointing Jen's back. I hope she hits this one. The wind news will love this shot.
on the attack. Oh, we're not going to see.
Well, that's sadly cleaned out
All the Karens and all the Raymond
Jens,
Terrace, yes.
And the slip cordon stays there of the those Sydney Swan Bowls.
So, yeah. 4 to Ellen Falkner at the moment.
Oh, those Sydney Swan Bowls, I'd want to hit them too. Sorry to all the New South Welshmen. My daughter would say the same. She's a Giants supporter, crosstown rivals.
Okay.
So, yeah, pressure's on now on Tash. Still a huge target, and Karen will be looking to come back. Jen's bowl is the one right at the bottom of your screen there. Karen off to the side a little bit. I'm sure Karen's heading all the way back.
She's trying to get the... She's just split them couple. I'm not sure if there's any other bowls behind them ones on
No,
the
I
rink or whether they all went out of bounds
I think they all
in
went
the
out.
ditch. So we'll see what Natasha decides here. She's on the attack. She looks like she's going to get a bit of the front
Get 'em
one.
home. Yep. And, well, there goes one, and she's cut out the other one, so that's still probably 2 down at the moment, I'd suggest.
Yeah,
That's the indication is 2, yep.
a little bit lucky there. Or a lot lucky.
All right, looks like something at the back's held up on the edge, which is
Yeah.
what
We
she's pointing at.
So we've got the furthest back now. I'm not sure we might be able to get a shot of if there's any bowls back further than the ones on your screen.
Might depend on how far forward I put the camera. Oh, there
Oh,
it is.
yes.
They'll be making sure that they're covering the ricochet from that bowl on the line too. If Tash does get it square, I don't see it going straight back into the ditch. I think.
Well, that's going in the hole.
Or has it? Yes. Second there with Ellen. I thought that wasn't going to fall in. Okay, so see the Raymond Terrace girls having a conversation here. Are we going again, Matty?
I dare say so. I mean, they do have the 2 rolls on the yellow on the forehand, but I think angles-wise, it's probably better just to play through it on the either hand, really. But I think it's a backhand shot for more options.
The risk is one extra shot if she cleans her own out, essentially. And so it's not a huge risk, but if she's already played one heavy one, it's hard to go back to a draw from that.
You think, some of the opposition bowlers would have to go with it as well if she gets her
got
own.
Yep. Oh, clean them all.
Got them all, but left one.
Left the one, that one Sydney Swans bowl, that tenacious little thing, wouldn't let go of the grass and just sits there jack high.
Might be 2, is it? I think it was 2.
Which is the other one?
I think it was Karen Murphy's
that's
bowl.
Karen's
Yes,
there. Sorry,
I think
thought
so.
that was Jen's, yeah. There you go, 2 shots. Well, that's better than the 5 they were holding, I guess, for Jen. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stand up and follow Maddie out and go and see about the scores for the other rinks, just to chase them down.
Okay.
I'll be back in a sec.
So, Matty, tell us a bit about the Fig Tree Sports, mate. Do you how many members and all that you have here?
Off memory, I'm not 100% sure of our social bowlers and base, but we do pack out 2.5 to 3 greens every social day.
Okay.
In the men's, and we usually have 2 greens full for the ladies. So we've always got something going on here. We've Greenkeepers Days on Monday, so gives the greens a bit of a rest. But every other day we're going very hardcore on the bowling green. So.
And is that your tech day, mate, for your apprentice greenkeeper? Monday? Is it a Monday or not?
We're 3 days a week, so we're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
All right.
So I'll be away next week for that one. Just around the corner in Yella. It's probably, as the crow flies, about 500 metres from my house. But
excellent.
Yeah, so it's not too bad.
And what about pennant teams, mate? How many open pennant teams does Figgy have down here?
1 to 7s, and we probably could have more, but trying to be as strong as we can for the members we've got, and but we always have plenty of people to put their hand up if somebody's sick or away. So we don't struggle to fill up pennant sides, but we also try to be as competitive as possible.
That's very good, excellent. Good bowl from Genevieve there.
But we're also very progressive in for a little battling club here in the Illawarra, mate. We're trying pretty hard. We've got obviously Kate Moran as our bowls coordinator too, and she's got a plethora of experience in the sport. So we're always trying to come up with new ways to progress the sport. And our general manager Paul Mack loves the sport as well. So he's always trying to find new ways for us to build the club bigger and better, like he's doing with the physical side of the club as well. Got plenty of renovations going on at the moment.
That's always good, mate. If you've got a CEO or a general manager that loves the game, that helps.
Definitely does. And we usually play in the club fours together and have plenty of fun. And you got to keep the boss happy.
Oh, I was going to say that's a good move too. Playing bowls with the boss as well. If you can get a couple of wins for him, even more happier.
Even got a couple of duty managers starting up the game now. So,
really?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the barefoot side of things, mate, down in this area? Do you get many bookings for barefoot bowls and that type of stuff here too?
Yeah, we definitely do. Kay does an amazing job with that. Over summer, like we're packing out 2 to 3 greens whenever we don't have social bowls on. Obviously, we try to get our members as much green space as we can, but over summer, barefoot bowls is definitely a major priority for us.
Yeah, Murphy just missing the line there with that wider side, but still going to be in play, that bowl. See what Natasha does on her forehand here now. Looks to add another counter. Just be careful she doesn't squirt the jack out to the red bowls. Oh, it's gone the other way to Murphy's bowl. A bit unfortunate there for the Raymond Terrace team. Just looking to get another one in and around it, and you can just see a piece of the jack there in front of that bowl, but you'll see it more clearly now as this one squirts it out.
Early on, the momentum was definitely in Raymond Terrace's side of things, but it seems to have just that little bit of a length change seems to have brought Karen back into the mix quite quickly.
Yeah, well, as we said at the start of our broadcast, 4 internationals, so certainly a wealth of experience out there on the green.
I don't think the nerves would be an issue out there.
No, definitely not. They might have played in front of 1 or 2 more people in some of their matches.
I think that's deceiving them, especially the Raymond Terrace.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
They're playing a lot of bowls on this rink, and it has been a bit tighter in previous games, but it seems to be widening out. And I don't think they're quite finding that line yet, but I don't think it'll take much for them.
No. Well, it's a good bowl if Ellen can... Oh, if she landed that one solid, but she's ended up in a pretty good spot, actually, there. So it's only 1 to Cabramatta. So you see Genevieve Delves trying to swing down under the pack. If she can land the shot, if she can land it a foot or so, she can make a number. That's her own bowl. She's going to turn up. It's probably might be in the eye now of what Van Eldik would be attempting. It's a couple of hectic weeks for you, Matty.
Yeah, it's non-stop. I think from the way the calendar's looking, I'll probably get a break in about 15 to 20 days' time. So but you don't mind when you're it's a good lifestyle, this greenkeeping. You get to watch plenty of bowls when you're not working on the greens or playing bowls. So it's especially this kind of bowls. This is brilliant. That was a cracker from Karen just then.
Super Bowl, Karen Murphy. As we said, the 2 skips between them have played over 1,000 games for Australia. Oh, Natasha on the attack there, got a couple of her own. Karen Murphy's played 647 and Natasha 393 appearances for the Jackaroos in the green and gold.
It's a lot of days away from home, isn't it?
It certainly is, yes. You see the other game in this section going on alongside these girls. It's Warilla against Dubbo.
I watched a bit of the Canberra game yesterday, and the Warilla girls early were really putting a fair bit of pressure on Karen and Elle, but obviously their experience came through, and a lot of potting the jack in the ditch early.
Okay, yeah, we watching the scores roll through. It was the Warilla girls were in front for a fair bit of the match, but as you said, the Cabramatta girls wore them down in the end. So Van Eldik just looking for some kind of contact on these two-shot bowls. Is this one going to get down? Looks as though it is. It's well played here. Squirts the jack out to her own. That's a magnificent shot. And Raymond Terrace will score a single. Stop that little bit of momentum from the Cabramatta girls there. Fantastic shot, Van Eldik. So you see Natasha just indicating to a lead Genevieve the length she wants to jack rolled, and right on cue. She rolls it to her feet and rolls it onto the line too.
Looks like all the shadows left the green now too, so hopefully they shouldn't have any more problems with the slipping on the mat.
Matt, yes, yeah. And the forecast, as you said earlier, looks ideal for the rest of the week as well. Hardly any wind, a little bit, but nothing to complain about, and no rain predicted.
Could be a bit warmer of a morning.
Yeah,
that'd be handy. But
yeah, still mornings, mate. Make it very cold, doesn't it? No clouds, no overcast conditions.
This morning was the first time I actually pulled a hand warmer out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you're allowed to say that in the greenkeeping fraternity, mate. Is that okay to use a hand warmer?
I'm only a second-year apprentice, mate.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, yeah.
Learning what I can and can't say.
Okay, yeah, right. Fair enough. Just caught in the background, one of your offsiders there, rolling the what's that? The number 4 green, is it, up the back there?
Yeah, that green's actually a different strand of grass to the rest of them. It's I'd call it an old school grass these days. It's the Greenleys Park Cooch. Yeah, it doesn't quite get as quick as these, so we've opted just to keep to the 3 greens up the front.
So these other 3 are all the same surface, Matty?
To a degree, the number 1 green's actually a slightly different strand, and it very slow growing, so you can get a lot of pace out of that one. But these 2 are number 2 and number 4 are the same strand of grass.
All right. So again, just on that assumed tighter side, the bowl's just turning a little bit more this morning than we're accustomed to. It should be a pretty good line. Go back to the centre line, just touch heavy, but very handy bowl. I'll see how Murphy can correct. Well, it's all a matter of weight now. She's going to get a straightener off the front. We'll get them solid. She got the straightener. The 2 straighteners just ran through a little bit. Might have stayed in enough for shot.
Both Karen and Elle are using XGs, aren't they?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Pencil Light XG.
Yeah.
And Tash and Jen, well, they're both
Taylor.
Taylor, aren't they? So I noticed they're getting a little bit more turn, the Taylor bowls, today on this screen. It's don't know if it's an advantage or disadvantage, but I mean, the quality of their bowls is probably only a minor.
Well, they could probably swap bowls, Matty, and still perform, swap with each other and still perform like they do. These 4 on the rink here, plenty of experience amongst them, as we mentioned earlier.
Am I back? No, to this one up. Ben's back. I've just been walking around the rinks. I went and made sure the scores were getting updated as much as possible. It doesn't look like they are. All right, I'll go back up in a little while. We've just got some promises to fulfil now. Sending some photos around. But,
Delves has missed the line a little too.
I'm just glad you haven't asked me to spell it, Peter. 'Cause I'd have no chance.
what were you saying, mate?
I think I used the word plethora.
Oh, plethora. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't even say it right.
We're just trying to get on to that. Benny was just up there trying to fix that problem with the other games from this venue. They should be appearing very shortly.
Yeah, Rusty was typing some things in the spreadsheet. It just doesn't seem to be updating, so I'll run up and give her a hand in a sec.
They were playing around with that this morning, so it mightn't be
Just make sure she's
connected
on
to the right page.
on
Yeah.
the right website. Yeah.
Again, just missing the line on that side of the green. Murphy looks to be on a pretty good track here. Has she got the weight to get right to the jack? Has she got the weight? Oh, it's just going to die on her. She won't be happy with that. And Eldik can correct her line. She had the weight for the job. But she's overcorrected here. So Murphy with the last ball to play on N7. They trail 5-9. Definitely holding one. What's Murphy done here? Oh, movement of the jack.
Back to Jen.
I did too. Well,
Thought I saw 2 fingers, but
I'll wait and see what.
Yeah, it was 2. Definitely 2. Definitely 2. Ellen, just as you were adjusting your chair there, mate, checked up another 2 to confirm. And goodness, that's a turnaround.
Yes, with the last ball at the end. I don't think Karen will be very happy with herself at all there. Natasha's walked a little bit forward for this one, so a little bit shorter end.
nothing wrong with that bowl from Jen. That's a good opener. There's nothing bad about a bowl past Jack as a lead.
That's correct.
Not going to get in too much trouble if you skip.
That's about the distance they were in the last end where Karen moved the jack to them. So, but Falkner, great opening bowl as well. We are working on them other scores, so hopefully we'll get them for you shortly. Well, some great lead bowling from both players there.
All right. I'll go and chase those scores back shortly.
Good luck, Ben. Hope you have more success this time. Very good attempt from Natasha and Eldik there. Just looking to get a roll out of the red and white bowl, which will punch the jack back. There's Benny making an appearance in the background to chase them scores for you.
Let's change the angles up a bit. It's turned it back to a draw, I think, for
Yes,
Tash.
yeah, it's a pretty good bowl from Murphy there. Just changing that angle up. As you said, Manny, it's just a draw now. She's a little bit tight. She can work off the shot bowl in front on the line there. Oh, she is a bit tighter.
It is probably something you find at this level. Then even when you're holding shot, still trying to get the jack into a better, safer position for yourself, because sometimes the average bowler would probably be really happy with a front toucher, but sometimes it can actually work against you, unfortunately. So just trying to get that jack fractionally off the bowl just changes the angles up a bit safer for yourself.
Yeah, you're right there, mate. As you say, it's all about looking outside the square, isn't it, really? Having a look to see what the opposition shots, what shots they can play, and are you in danger of dropping a number if a jack happens to get to a certain spot? Can the jack get to that certain spot? Can you do something so it doesn't get to that position? See, Delves here. Well, all girls are still cutting across that centre line. And for those that have been watching, now that we've been talking a fair bit about this being in the narrower side, but I'm not sure.
It's pretty even. It's actually gone the other way, hasn't it?
It certainly has.
Both hands are relatively even today. Yesterday, the B side of the tab sign was well and truly the wide side, but they're all favouring that the opposite side today.
Yeah, it's interesting too, Matty, because not a lot has changed conditions-wise, has it?
No, again, it might have been just a change of wind direction. I know this hand, depending on direction of wind, the T side of the tab can actually widen out quite quickly with the right wind. Not that there seems to be a lot of wind out there, but it might be just enough to.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be much, does it? Well, it's a pretty good bowl from Falkner. May well be another counter, depending how close that back bowl is. And we'll see here. Hopefully, Genevieve will give a signal. No. Mental telepathy.
Leaving us in suspense.
Yes, yeah. So, Van Eldik on the backhand.
Trying to trail it back to Jen's bowl, I think.
She's not wide enough again. They didn't have the weight. So that's stopping any real forceful shot now, you would think. So Murphy looks like she's on a nice grass line here. Is she going to get down past the Reds? Or she hasn't got the weight either.
Don't think she'd be too upset with that.
No. That's...
I mean, you can draw yourself a great shot for another, but you may cause a bit of a shelf to
yeah, to leave it jack high, yeah.
Work back to the jack.
This looks to be a better path. Is she going to get a straightener off? Oh, well, unfortunate there.
Might have taken that front red out of play.
There's one, possibly two. we'll see a fairly wide draw here, I would suspect, Matty.
Yeah, there's nothing for tight here.
Well, she is a little bit tight. Doesn't want to turn that yellow bowl up. Oh, no, she's under that.
Ooh, might have got it back in that red
Yeah,
bowl.
yeah, yeah.
Good thinking.
Okay, I'll wait and see. Oh, 3. Thought I saw there. We'll just wait and see Pam what she flicks over on that scoreboard. That looks like an 8. Yeah, 3 it was. So Raymond Terrace lead 11-8 after 8 of 21 ends of this second round of sectional play in the women's pairs. Groups of 4 playing 3 matches. Winner of each section advances to the knockout semi-final. They'll play their round 3 match this afternoon. Semi-finals tomorrow morning, followed by the final tomorrow afternoon. And then the 4s kick off on Friday morning. Big couple of weeks of state championship bowls here at Fig Tree Sports, Taronji and Wiseman Park.
Jen having to change her hand there. She's been pretty lethal on the forehand, but she's changed to the backhand, and it's like she's been playing it all day.
Well, that is her forehand, Randy,
Oh, yes,
left-hander.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't matter, like you say, forehand, backhand, doesn't matter. I'll just put them close.
So how'd you like to be driving a combi right now?
Well,
I just saw the ad up there.
I said that yesterday.
Like the combi?
Love a combi. Haven't had the pleasure to own one, but
I didn't see you as a hippie, mate. So you should see the scores scrolling through from Figgy now. We just had we're using an offline version of the online spreadsheet, so that's
okay.
Which I've fixed.
That'll do it.
Look at the lines down the green, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, you see the tab logo in the middle. Yeah, supporters of this event, we thank them. I think Andrew was saying yesterday, Ben, the closest to the jack to win a set of the bowls was equal to the day before, I believe.
Yeah, about 110 mil or something. Someone really close. Get close without touching it. Neither you or I got that close, did we, Matty?
No, mate. We definitely did not.
We're using tiny little size 1s. I usually use a size 5.
Right.
Have you had a go at that yet, Chipper?
I haven't, mate. No.
Just waiting to see what you had to beat before you went out and had a
Well,
go.
I like to psych
Karen
myself
Murphy.
up, mate.
What a shot by Karen Murphy there. That's a perfect draw. She's played that shot 500,000 times in her life, but looks good when it's on TV. I can tell you now.
Yes, Matty, I might get here when you guys get here in the morning under cover of darkness and send a few down.
Just a little roll up before.
Get that line and wait before you actually.
Yeah. That's a good attempt from Van Eldik there. I think Murphy just asking the position of her bowl to the jack here. That'll be a draw again.
Trying to get down to that yellow, I think.
Looks to be on a pretty good track again here. She gets around that front one. She's drawn another.
Oh, that's another great bowl.
Oh, should be a counter. Hard to tell from our angle. You see the other scores rolling through. Down the bottom now from our venue here. The men's pairs and the women's pairs.
So yeah, that's the one Teasy was interested in, I think.
11-2 from Ruler, yes. So I just saw that one roll through. Actually, I noticed the Maroomula boys were in front as well, so
Wilkesy.
If them scores remain like that, it'll be Wilkes versus Kelly in round 3.
Well, teasing me behind Gary Kelly and Corey Whitlock. Well, I'll be behind Wilkesy. I think
Wilkesy?
My mate Wilkesy, yeah. Nothing against the good boys from Warilla. They're good people, but I'd like to see Wilkesy get up.
No, you're allowed to support a particular team, mate. We'll allow that.
Oh, no one likes the fact I support West Coast. I don't. I don't like to support West Coast at the moment. But speaking of the AFL, here comes a Swans bowl from Ellen Falkner, just running in narrow on that line. You really see that line on the contrast of, actually our screen's a bit different to the one on the live stream. You can see the lines there of the track you need to follow. It's obvious when you get up on the deck there too.
So Dell's a little bit more weight here for a bit of disturbance. She's going to get one of Murphy's bowls onto the jack. And
I think she's still one down.
Right, yeah, that was the call.
So, I could tell by Tasha's reaction more than the finger in the air. But
you can see there, just looking at them 3 bowls at the back, the furthest bowl back, the red and white bowl. That's the bowl of Ellen Faulkner's.
Yeah, I think
the one next to that is Genevieve's.
Yeah, I actually think that's Karen's, and then the one next to that is because I think that one there is the one holding shot is Karen. Or maybe I've got that wrong. It's hard to tell in the shine, isn't it? They show up dark.
Yeah. Eldik having a good look what's going on here. Studying the head.
There's no real draw. Surely they're playing some heavy.
Well, I think she's just making sure she's down.
Mm.
See, so it's a backhand draw. Just trying to find the gap between them 2 white bowls. She's on a pretty good track here, is she? No, it's just going to go on her. Oh, it's another good end of bowls, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely right. Just nothing in them. Just pulling up the draws for the next round. I just saw some of the people up there because I know that Karen Murphy and Ellen Faulkner and another team in the 4s coming up. And with a couple other guns, and their first round opponents are up there, absolutely terrifying.
Oh, are they?
That's a bowl and a half, that one of Karen's just then.
Actually, might be their round 2 opponents. Yeah, Jeanette Pigg, Leanne Darcy, Dion Thurston and Sue Moore from St George's Basin there. Was up speaking to them, and they're really looking forward to that game actually, but also terrified. What rink are they on? Rink 6.
Yeah, I think round 1 in that, I think that might be our streaming game too, round 1 in that section, with the Engadine team against the Cabramatta team. Rebecca Lord, Jocelyn Heyman, Melinda Bloor, and Ian Johns.
So another ripper game there to open the 4s.
Yeah.
Oh, Tash coming through really heavy. That's a huge wind up. Cracked into Ellen's bowl. And this Jack's shot back. It looks like Ellen's bowl will hold though.
Yeah, I think we've got a 1-bowl shootout here. If the Jack stayed in bounds. Yes, it did.
Yeah, you can
there it is.
Yeah. Right in the back corner.
We'll just get rid of our ticker for you so we can see the Jack. There it is. We've got a 1-bowl shootout here.
Get my stick and poke Ellen in the back. Yeah, there she goes.
This
Must have felt that, did she?
This is a bit like what you got to do to win the tab bowls. 1 bowl.
Yeah.
Or you get 2, don't you? You get 2 bowls.
Well, that's Karen. She's left him, nearly 2 metres there from the just in front of the tee to the pit.
Well, This will be a very good outcome for the Raymond Terrace team if Natasha can draw this. Should be able to. Although, how's her weight? Oh, yes, she's played it well.
Oh, cleaned the jack out and drew the shot. Well done,
no, that's well
Natasha
played.
Van Eldik.
So they go to a 12-8 lead after 9.
That was a great shot just on that replay there by Karen Murphy. And beaten by the heavy run of Natasha Van Eldik. And then drew pretty close to the ditch. Well, she had a couple of metres to draw into, so lots of space. Can be pressure on that shot, though. We've seen that many times. Actually, that was something we noticed about Tasha's game previously, was that shot sometimes came down a bit timid. Certainly no problems today.
No.
Only Tash.
Full of confidence, these players.
What's your longest snap streak, Matty?
It's probably with Aaron, to be honest. It's probably sitting around about 27 days, I'd
27, right. Some of the juniors last week had over 1,200. Zoe Davies, I think, was the winner.
You've lost me, mate, with that. I've got no idea what you're talking about.
I'm going to have to introduce Warren to Snapchat. I think that's my next thing.
So some great opening bowls from Genevieve Delves there to start end 10. Almost halfway through. It's Raymond Terrace leading 12-8. Well, that's a pretty good reply from Falkner there. Didn't get the shot, but certainly a usable bowl. So Van Eldik now with her first bowl on end 10. Just looking to get past the jack and land the red and white bowl. Just sneaking past. Won't go astray there though. Just a bit short.
I'm just introducing Shibbo to some Snapchat filters. He's I can make him look young. Look.
Oh, magnificent. Those were the days. Yeah, just trying to get to that red and white bowl at the back. Just snuck past both times, but certainly won't go astray. Them bowls at the back there. You see Murphy needs to add a couple of feet to her last. Looks to be on a pretty good track here. She's played this very well. That's well played. May not be shot. It may still be one to Raymond Terrace.
So a good amount of people here on the live stream watching this fantastic match between a bunch of Australian legends and, state rep players and Commonwealth Games players, members of the British Empire, Order of Australia recipients, and all on the same rink. There's only 4 of them.
We'd
only 4 people.
Sounded like there was about 20 on the rink.
We'd like to tell you about their careers, but we haven't got enough time in our coverage.
And like I said, lots of people watching. Let us know where you're watching from and who you'd be backing here, or if you're backing someone in one of the other rinks, let me know, and we'll get those scores back up for you in a second.
Well, that's a very good shot too from Genevieve Delves there. Yeah, we just removed our little ticker while we had that jack out near the boundary, and we'll get it put back for you shortly.
I might go for a wander and do some greenkeeping after this end.
Oh, is that a bit asked teasy if that's allowed? If you're allowed to do anything? I don't know whether you've had your full 45-minute morning tea break yet, mate, or not.
Oh, I think I'm due for another coffee.
Right, okay, all right.
I only had 2 today, so
All right, to the greenkeeper shed it is then.
might even try and get our head greenkeeper to come and have a chat to you.
Yeah, by all means, mate. Yes. Well, you want to be careful though, because we might ask him how you're going, how your performance has been. So,
At least I'll know.
yeah.
Well, it looks like I hit the right buttons and I got the scoreboard back up.
Well done.
Andrew was on a phone call doing his important sporting roles. Matty, thanks for joining us again this morning. It's been a pleasure having you all week, buddy. And feel free to come back whenever.
So it's still 1 to Cabramatta, but now a Jack High bowl that Natasha has got a sight set on. And
Oh, yeah.
she gets a bit of the bowl. She
And
got a
the
bit of the
jack.
jack. Well played.
Did everything and laid down next to it. Great shot, Tash.
Playing very well is Van Eldik this morning.
Yeah, she's lifting. Knows the quality of her opponents, I think, and is playing accordingly.
I think it tends to make you concentrate a little bit harder.
Always does to me. I always play better against people who I think are better than me,
Well,
which is everyone.
So what's Van Eldik do here? It's Cabramatta with the furthest bowl back. I don't think there's any bowls back further than the red and white one you can see. So that she was looking to get to the back of the rink, but she's going to wreck, but that's ended up okay. That might be blocking the jack. Well, there's a possibility if it blocks it. So Murphy
I think she's
needs
got a
the bowl clean.
Yeah, I think she's got probability of both. If she plays plays a heavy shot, she's under.
Got her
Gotta
own.
be careful here. Oh dear.
Well, that's no damage there. She's still got another green one there, so it'll only be 1 to Raymond Terrace with a sensational bowl by Van Eldik. So they lead by 5 now after 10 ends. A little bit of a discussion between the two Raymond Terrace girls to see what kind of length they're going to play this one. Morning, Dylan.
Anya Wombat, yeah. Peter Davies and Mick Brennan over there, yep, from, sorry, where'd you say they were from? From Oregon.
Yeah.
I know there's a giant lot of water out of Warringam, but that's all I know about that.
Yeah. I think Andrew mentioned there's a couple of ex-Wollongong players that have returned playing for different zones. Playing for different zones and come back home for this event.
Yeah, they might. I think they even play against each other. It could be this round. Daryl Webster playing at Old Bar now.
Welcome back, by the way, Andrew. Good to have you back.
Daryl Webster up there, and Bobby Wilson, who actually played here, both in the seniors. Had a couple of good clashes with Bobby. Lovely bloke.
No, Glenn. No sun in the bunker, mate. We're
Now we emerge hissing like
we've got a bit.
like a vampire reaching the sun.
What did the CEO say to us this morning, Andrew? We've got a bit of fluorescent light burn.
A lovely tan, fluoro tan.
Yeah. So you can see the score in the other game in this section. There next door, Dubbo City leading 9-8 after 9. Both of those sides had a defeat by these two teams on our live stream game in round one.
I can see, crowds are. It's interesting. The fours combinations are turning up. There's Jeanette and Will Pig there from Shoalhaven up in the top left of the screen. I can see a big crowd building everywhere, and I'm a bit surprised there's not more people standing on the fence. They're all inside watching this through the windows.
It still won't be a little bit fresh out there, but it's a glorious day.
Oh, it's magnificent in the sun, I can tell you now.
So, just a couple of mental lapses on occasions with that hand on that side. Girls just going back to what they expect it to play and not what it is actually playing. You see a lot of the bowls are cutting underneath the head. And you see the lines on the green. Got to be almost out to the edge of that TA, or the edge of the T in the TAB at the tab logo in the middle.
Yeah, potentially even wider. I think you're right, saying just maybe about halfway between the edge and the edge of the graphic there, and it's a fair way out. It's a bit different looking at it now because we've got a fisheye lens, so it changes the look of the angle a bit. But really, he's quite wide on both sides, which would suit so many players. It'd suit me. I'd enjoy that very much. I haven't had a roll up on the TV rink yet.
Delves has got the line with this one, just a little bit over. So here's Falkner on her forehand. That's about the line as well. But she's a little bit heavy as well. You can see the bowls almost getting back to the centre line, so that's about where they've got to be out there. Just got to get their weight right now.
Just a reminder for everyone, if you are travelling down and joining us for the fours, if you're going to be in Fig Tree tomorrow, it's a pretty big day here at Fig Tree. Starting at 5:30 a.m. The Big Sports Breakfast will be broadcasting live from Fig Tree Sports Bowling Club.
Are we coming in that early?
We haven't discussed that yet. Part of me says yes, part of me says no.
Thanks, Leslie. Yeah, we have fixed that. It's now starting to roll over with the scores.
You got it back in. You just had to press one more button.
There was another button down the bottom, a hidden button I didn't quite see. I was nearly there.
So the Big Sports Breakfast, and pretty much as they conclude, our pairs semi-finals will be underway. And all 10 semi-finals will be here at Fig Tree Sports tomorrow morning. And then in the afternoon, while the finals are being played, it's one more chance to win the TAB branded bowls with the closest to the jack. I'll just check that time for that activation for you.
It's the morning of the afternoon. It's
Thursday, 27th of July, 12 till 2. So, big afternoon.
Come along. I was listening to the Big Sports Breakfast this morning as I was driving to Fig Tree. They also mentioned that Club Grandviews has a benefit afternoon coming up on. Well, we'll just wait for this result of this bowl. Well,
bang!
I was going everywhere.
Yeah, actually didn't hit the target at all, but got the result. So let's see here, Natasha. Wind up, hit the shortest bowl on the green, onto another couple, got it onto the jack. That's one of them unrealised opportunities that come off. So we'll have a replay of that. And yeah, Club Greenviews has a benefit day for the McGrath Foundation. And they've got Mike Whitney is going to be a guest speaker up there on Friday the 11th of August as well. So you're in the Sydney area and you want a great afternoon. Got a couple of other guest speakers and a comedian and things like that, and all funds going to the McGrath Foundation. That's at Club Greenviews. All the details will be at that club, no doubt, and on their website.
The comedian's not Dave Ellis, is it?
Well, no, I'm not 100% sure there, Andrew, but I think tickets were $130 each, included a meal and a 4-hour bar package.
Oh,
Wow. I have heard Dave called a funny person before,
Yes.
but not a comedian.
Oh, okay.
I get along well with Dave. We worked together very well for a few years and lived in each other's pockets for a while during these events, as Ben's starting to find out you do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're lucky.
Although we haven't had to share the house
That's
so
right.
far.
We haven't had one.
We have had one, yes.
Dubbo coming up, boys.
I think we're in a motel at Dubbo.
Okay.
No, we're booked into one of the motels that Club Dubbo owns. I think I arranged the tent beside the greenkeeper shed for Ben.
Yeah.
No worries. It'd suit me.
We talk about the cold. One of my experiences with cold was when Interzone was up at Dubbo. We stayed at the motel across the road from the club, and there was a bit of frost, if not ice, on the surrounds. And with the flat bowl shoes, as I walked across onto the footpath, it was like walking onto a skating rink, and down I went.
Mate, that's...
Just wish that had been the social media age.
Yes,
'Cause
yes.
I'm sure some of your side mates would have had that on video.
Without a doubt, yeah. Someone rang me up and asked me when we were starting, and I said, we're just waiting for Torval and Dean to get off the bowling green. Doing a bit of practice.
Bit of a loose head from the ladies here.
Yeah,
Back to the
it
bowls
is,
for a
actually.
sec. But I've got a story about the coldest I've ever been to Junee. -2 on the greens, and I think I've said before on this, even on this coverage, that the grippo and stuff we're putting on our fingers wasn't able to set, or it just rolled up into balls. We couldn't hold the bowls. The first time I've seen my bowling partner and brother-in-law Jason Bailey actually put long pants on. It was remarkable.
Oh,
It was cold, snowing all around us except for at Junee.
yes.
Great club and a great carnival they run in August there too. Why they run it in August, I'm not sure, but it's maybe because it's cold.
See Murphy,
Yeah, good home.
great bowl, and another good home with that next one. And Timmy, yeah, we'll see you down here, mate. We'll be here. Surprised there's no little Jeps logos with your comment. You must have forgot them, mate.
Yeah, where's the little Jets, Tim?
Yeah. He'll be coming down for the fours to partner Jamie Minter, Lee Schreiner, Lennon Scott. It's a fair side as well, coming
Yeah.
down from Raymond Terrace.
We do have some powerful teams coming down for the fours, and it's going to be a pleasure to watch and cover on these on your live stream.
So if you are enjoying the live stream through our Bowls New South Wales Facebook page, don't forget you can like our page. We love it when you like us. You can also choose to get notifications
We like you. So
so that when we do go live, you'll get a little bell icon appear on your mobile device or through your connection. And you won't miss any of the action. It might also prompt you to have a look and go down to our YouTube page if you prefer to watch through YouTube.
yeah, I know a lot of the clubs do. The clubs for the YouTube on their smart TVs, and they can just open it straight up. Was around at Tragy and Wiseman Park,
Wollongong City.
Wollongong City. I was pausing there to make sure I got the whole thing, and just having a look. And all the clubs there have got their big screens up.
No, look, there is a reason I insist on saying the Wollongong City. Is I was actually a member there during the merger process.
Wow.
I was good friends with a few of the guys who came over from Wollongong City, and they the sense of ownership for both clubs coming together was enhanced by using the full title, and a few of the guys felt left out if you left the Wollongong City off. So I made a habit of making sure.
No
of
apologies
using
for
the whole.
that.
Yeah. Oh, it was a respect for the guys that came over and wanted to be included and feel part of a unified club.
So, Van Eldik, a few down here. Looks to be on a pretty good track though here.
Will it hold long enough?
Oh, it's going to get... no, it's not.
Oh, got the feather.
Yeah, got the little kick.
So
Comes to a reasonable home, but I don't think the jack will end up out there.
No, but it's 3 to Cabramatta at the moment. Murphy looking to add another. Maybe putting some pressure back onto the Raymond Terrace team. Looks to be on a pretty good track here. She gets that bowl up and over. Well, that'll be 4. And that's made it a little bit more difficult. However, it has opened up the other hand, and Van Eldik straight onto the forehand here. Opportunity for her to draw, and if not, get the shot to cut down a few. Well, the track's pretty good. How is the weight? The track is very good. The track is exceptionally good.
Oh,
well,
jeez.
just sat through the hole.
May have cut a few out, though.
Oh, yes, she's cut at least 1, possibly 2. Murphy just having a look to see if she can get back at it. Gets back at the yellow bowl.
Ideally, just skirt her own shot bowl and just lay that yellow over.
Yeah,
Just enough to roll it once or twice. Probably doesn't want to touch her own.
definitely not. Definitely not want to touch her own because it might.
I think it'd bounce off Ellen's bowl and go across to Tash. So
Yeah, and the kiss off the front might take Murphy's bowl past the yellow one without touching as well. So big bowl here.
looks like to be
Murphy.
a fairly safe line she's taken.
It's a very safe line. So you're going to score
She was-
1, possibly 2 by the looks of things.
It was definitely just dead draw weight. Wasn't trying to make any contact. But can't tell what they signalled. Too quick.
We'll see. There goes our scorer. I'll see if she flicks one on the other side as well. Yes, so it was a 2. So, yeah, 10 on the scoreboard. So 2 to Cabramatta. So they trail by 3 now after 11 ends. Plenty of time in this game left. So in number 12, 21 underway. A couple of good opening bowls from both players. Delves just sneaking in behind. Falkner doesn't need a lot on her own. Contact on her own will push it up forward, and that's enough for shot.
So I'm getting score updates on my mobile device from Siddos following the action out at Taraji for our team in the reserve pairs. So plenty of interest, and it's great to see the clubs actually getting behind their players.
I love it.
The Albatross has got our Stack Team app control. Floods my phone with information.
That's it. Don't forget that. Yeah, at the end of these, you can get all the scores from all the day and the results and the draws as they come up from bowlslink.com.au or results.bowlslink.com.au. Navigate your way through Bowls New South Wales, and you'll find us there, and that'll have all the details you need. While you're watching, we'll keep as many scores updated as we can.
Because you can also navigate through the Bowls New South Wales website, bowlsnsw.com.au. Point your mouse at competitions, click on Bowls Link results, or select the State Championships page. Link's also there.
Thank you, Warren. Warren Towney, tell us how nice the weather is at Dubbo. I'm sure it's beautiful across the state today. We haven't found a place where the weather's not good so far.
No, look, I've got a special soft spot for Dobbo. I really like the clubs out there. And you've got Anthony Brown out at West Dubbo who looks after you absolutely spectacularly. Great job, the bowls coordinator there. Has a wicked sense of humour, does Anthony?
Yes.
Ask him how long he's been playing bowls, and he says, since I was this high.
How high?
That's a very good answer.
That's right. You've obviously not met Anthony.
Nope, definitely not.
Anthony plays in the para
Okay, yep.
matches. He's not the tallest fellow going around.
Fair.
So Ellen Falkner. Speaking of para, Ellen has a job with Bowls Australia as a high performance coach.
I think that
I've just
Jack
gave
has
the
gone
shot
to-
away there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's Genevieve's bowl, trying to get in tight to tell. Just with the angle of the sun, they look a little dark, but the Jen's bowls have got they're a sort of a grey with a green speck through them, or a green with a grey speck through them. So, well, either or.
Yes. Yeah, Genevieve's bowls have a bluish tinge to them on our screen. So you're definitely down, playing with a little bit of weight. Changed a few angles up there.
I think Jen will be trying to get to Karen's bowl, which is just to the back right, probably 4:35 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll promote Natasha's yellow bowl.
Yep.
She looks to be down in the right areas here. So, a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, would have preferred not to got that on the side. May have just improved the way for Kaz.
G'day, Alan. Yes, after this one, mate, you can see the schedule on the Bowls New South Wales Facebook page. But the game this afternoon will be a men's pairs game, and it will be the Cabramatta pairing of Beau Prezzo and Carl Healy taking on Ether and Pryor from Gunnedah in round 3 of men's sectional play. So that will be this afternoon. Tomorrow morning we'll have a women's semi-final, followed by the men's final in the pairs.
So Glenn Baxter just asked me if I've ever rode up on Rottnest Island. Now the answer is no, but I was at Rotto a couple of months ago and I discovered there was a bowling green there and I couldn't convince my wife to let me have a nickel.
Okay.
It's right near the golf course and it's I had no idea until I turned up on the island it was there. And so that's one of my dream lists, mate, at Glenn. And one day if I get to meet you, mate, I'd love to sit down and have a drink and have a coffee and you can tell me all about when you used to live at Rotto.
I think he was a ranger on the island, I think.
What a great place to live. And,
spent a lot of time there, did Glenn?
The old, with the quackers. If you haven't been around a quokka before, they are spectacular little things.
Don't feed them. Not allowed to feed them, is that right?
Oh, you're not meant to, but there's looks like there's almost you could say country quokkas and city quokkas. The ones near where all the food is pretty much get fed by everyone anyway, so it's not a worry. Sitting at the hotel waiting, they come up and beg you for food, the little things. And it's so hard to resist. They're so cute.
One to the terrace. Must have been a little bit of danger there as well.
Yes,
because
certainly.
neither team seemed to be that keen on being all that attacking. Which sort of tells you both thought, one here, either way, is probably good shooting.
Yeah, exactly right.
And quite often you're just better off to take your lumps and take the one down than risk dropping a 4, 5 or 6.
I had me white cockatoo visitor back this morning on the
yeah.
railing of my
The noisy
cabin. So in 13, Raymond Terrace lead by 4. And apart from end number 1, where Cabramatta scored a single, Raymond Terrace have led to this part of the game, this stage of the game. Their biggest lead being an 8-1 lead after 3 ends. Cabramatta have got back to within 3 on 3 occasions. So they're hanging in there, staying in the fight, as we'd say.
I saw someone's name, John Goggin. That's a fairly famous name. I'm just looking through the other scores at the moment. See if I can keep myself updated with what's going on. I should just use the spreadsheet.
Cold and foggy Albury. Morning, Ray.
These tend to be long games, the pairs.
They are long, yeah. It's the longest form of our game. And, plenty of walking.
I was out speaking to one of the Engadine ladies out there. She said it's only been 5 ends, but she feels like she's been here all day. A lot of walking. She says she gets her steps up on her watch done with them.
Yes, very good.
Very quickly.
Well, the conditions of play have changed for the senior women for the 23-24 season. They're playing a shorter version of the pairs.
Which is just shorter ends.
3 bowl. The
Yes.
senior ladies will be playing.
I am a personal fan of that form of the game. It is quicker, and I still think it takes as much skill. I love it.
Well, I can tell you, Ben, you are in the minority there because the feedback we get at a match committee level is overwhelmingly do not change our pairs game.
Everything.
That is the game they love the most, the 2-2-2-2.
Except for the senior
Except
women.
for the senior women, yes.
The senior women was running at about 99.999%. We want to play
We want it shorter, yes.
less walking and shorter game, and the complete opposite for every other format. We want 2-2-2-2-2 because we enjoy playing the 2 positions and we love the challenge. And I must say, I also prefer the 2-2 format. I like being able to play lead and third or second and skip.
I like having a bowler that I can smash through. I just like the faster formats of the game personally. I think the 3-bowl pairs is quicker and more consistent with a working man's lifestyle, I guess. Oh, running through there.
I wouldn't object if we dropped down to 18 ends to play 2 games a day. But I think I'm in the minority there too at the moment.
Change is hard.
I will admit though, if I go out for my Saturday afternoon social game, a 21 end of 2-bowl pairs, 2x2x2 is ideal for that atmosphere. You can have time just to duck in and get a quick refreshment during the game. You know, a lemonade with a little parasol in it.
Oh,
Lemonade with a little parasol.
Yeah, maybe some red cordial, make a fire engine.
so Delves on her backhand, being a left-hander, looking to match the bowl of Van Eldik. Just holding up a little bit there, but it's around the back. So it looks like Raymond Terrace hold a couple here. Hard to tell from our angle whether who's the closest with a couple of bowls in front, but if Falkner can get a roll out of her own.
I'll get up and over.
If she has.
I think that'll be good enough for 2.
Might have made, yes, at least 1. Possibly 2. As we said earlier, if you only just joined us,
but her bowl's finished just short of jack high. I think Tash will play her backhand there. A lovely little sit and stop on that, or little chip on that jack. It's 3-1 across to the left of screen. Jen's bowl's sitting out there waiting for it.
We're Eldik on the backhand. I'm not sure that. Is she going to get past the front? She has got past the front.
Wow, what
Trails it
bellies
to
it.
her own. Well, if it was 2 down, she's 2 up again now, I think.
Just bellied that beautifully. Just could not have been more accurate. Well done, Tash. She's really shown up for this.
And the beauty of that one too for Tash is that her bowl sitting where it is, the backhand's cut off for Kaz, because if she chips the jack, it goes straight across to Jen.
Peter McGuinness just asking, Andrew, can you give a reason for going to 2 rinks in the men's pennant? Yes, certainly can. Across the state, we've found that we've had feedback that a number of clubs can enter a side or even more than one side if they only had to find 8 players per side in the men's pennant. And they didn't have a trouble finding 12 when it was the men and ladies combined.
Yeah, particularly the smaller clubs. Gave us the feedback that when it was 12 men defined, they were unable to field a side at all. The open pennants, they picked up 4 or 5 of the ladies to fill up their 12, but they weren't able to get the 12 men. And so that feedback back for particularly the smaller clubs, but also some of the larger clubs have said that 8 would be assistance to them because they'd be able to put 2 sides in the higher grade and field those a lot easier than the 16 players, rather than trying to field 24 and pull people up out of their grades.
Yeah.
I know my club in the men's pennants last year, we put 2 sides in the Division 2 because we had 17 players put their names up who would have been Division 2. So we just we brought 8 or 9 blokes up who should have played a lower division.
The other thing is too that a number of zones have decided to play the men's pennant midweek rather than the weekend, and
Just
so that helps as well.
Yeah, ease the pressure on the schedule, and it does mean that the men's and women's format for that pennant is the same.
Speaking of that, I have to speak to you lads about Zone 7 shortly as well. Just
2 more to Raymond Terrace there.
Yeah, got a request for that one during the week. Zone 7, they want to play it differently again. But
yep, I know all about that one. We'll talk to them.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I need a day off. I just put the shout out there. I need to go and play pennants. But
sorry, it was one to Cabramatta. Apologies there. That pennant question.
Yeah.
Put me on a bum steer, shipper.
Sorry, mate. Yes, I just had a look at the score and I wondered why Karen and Ellen was having a conversation, which triggered me thinking that, maybe they did win the end. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. There was
should have been watching the screen instead of answering the question. Apologies for that.
That's right, Lee said. Long game. And it's pretty close. 3 shots in. The way they kicked out, what was it, 8-1 at one stage?
It was, yeah.
The Raymond Terrace lads, but quality players and a long game and patience in this one. It's not the 2-bowl triples we were watching earlier. Yeah, Philip's saying he prefers that 2x2 as well. Yeah. Oh, well, one day.
We do play the 3-bowl version in the over 40s state competition.
Mixed pairs.
Mixed pairs as well.
And the rookies. So the 3-bowl pairs, really, we've adopted where we've got compressed timelines. In those 3 competitions, we play 3 games of sectional play in a day in regional qualifying. Also allows you to get through the 3 knockout games if needed in a day. In the mixed pairs, we'll have 3 sectional on day 1 and then quarter-final, semi-final, final on day 2 to conclude our time in destination Wollongong for the state champs. Good bowl from Ellen Ryan. Just goes around her own, drops it into the back.
I think one of the changes in this game has been Ellen Ryan.
Ellen Falkner.
Sorry, Ellen Ryan.
I'm getting confused with
Ellen Ryan's coming
Cabramatta
later.
She's coming later.
Yeah, she's coming later in the week for the 4. Sorry.
I don't think either will be offended with the comparison, no.
Well, I haven't done that all day. I've been very good. But yeah, she's all of a sudden dialed this in. Clearly the Raymond Terrace ladies knew this green quite well, having played a couple of finals here already. And it just took a bit for the Cabramatta ladies to catch up, and now it's dialed in.
Well, I don't think it was knowing the green. I just think it was how well they were playing at the time. And look, Ellen and Karen actually came and had a couple of ends roll on this green yesterday afternoon. Just threw a few bowls down just to see what the pace was like.
And to be fair, Andrew, I think it's a little bit different this morning with that tighter hand, as we've said all morning, being a little bit wider. The girls are certainly coming to grips with the pace and line of the green. So, Karen Murphy, a great bowl there. If Tash can match that one of Murphy's, line looks pretty good to do so. Has she got enough weight to get there? Just going to pull up a fraction short. So it's 2 to Cabramatta at present.
But it's tight in there. Look at it.
It is, yeah. The girls not missing the line by much this time.
And also the momentum that Jen and Tash developed in those ends 2 to 6, 2 to 7. Very hard to maintain that sort of thing throughout a game. Usually you'll find the worm will turn a little bit.
Well, they certainly maintained it in the triples event.
Yes. I think more the thing was, though, that Ellen and Karen were always going to fight back.
You would expect it, for sure. Well, here's Van Eldik on the charge. Going to peel off the front. Got her own out.
Ripped out one of Kaz's and her own.
So it's definitely 2, possibly 3 with the other red and white bowl at the front there. It's hard to tell on our angle, but I'm certain there'll be some bowls closer than that as we make our way through the remainder of end 14 of 21 ends. Just waiting to see the scores as they roll through as well for our afternoon game in the men's pairs between Cabramatta and Gunnedah.
Gunnedah were just in front before.
Yeah,
and they had a narrow win yesterday afternoon.
They did. They won by 2, and Cabramatta won by 3. So if both of them sides win again, we'll virtually have a knockout quarter final because if we win the section. We'll just keep an eye on them scores as the morning progresses.
It was 9-8 after 10 in favour of Gunnedah over Raymond Terrace.
And Cabramatta are only just in front too, are they? I can see 10-8 there after 9. So, yeah, a couple of close games. If they go the other way, we may have all teams on 1 win. If Edelong or Raymond Terrace can get home in them 2 games. Talking to Peter Taylor, the Alstonville Peter Taylor.
Young Peter,
and he was telling me the player he's playing with is a rookie. He's a substitute.
Unfortunately, his original pairs partner unable to attend.
Yes, and he's saying that the player he's got with him is a rookie bowler that's really enjoying the experience. They had a big win with their first game too over the Curry father and son pairing.
Yeah, speaking of that kind of experience, I was speaking to Tash yesterday in their 4s competition. They always, every year, her and Jen find a junior, a 16-year-old to come with them and give them the experience. They say if they make it, then it's a good experience for the person. If it's they do make it through the finals, then it's an even better one.
Yeah, and I think they've got Charlotte Heyman with them in the 4s coming up. Yeah,
exactly right. I think that's a great initiative by those ladies, and well done to them.
Well, that was a nice little slide in that
Little,
Cavs
yes,
got.
it was. So Natasha on the charge again here, Andrew. Here we go. Backhand hit. Got connection. Got all bowls.
All of them. Probably 2 up there now.
Not sure how the jack now. Ellen's
2 shots, says
I
Ellen.
apologise, I've misread those bowls. They are definitely Ellen's Swans bowls.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether the back 2 or the front 2 were the counters there, but that's the front 2. I can't believe the jack stayed where it is. I thought we were going to see it splash out there, but no, wasn't to be. Murphy doesn't want to touch the jack here. She hasn't either. That's pretty well played.
Yeah.
Right, now, Van
Great by
Eldik.
Kaz.
Let's see how she goes from a drive to a draw.
Great by Kaz. And, there's definitely no run on. It's got to be a draw.
Yeah, trails the jack. If she can move the jack back a foot or so, she can make 3. Let's see what she can do here. Coming off almost a full-blooded drive, back to the draw. Looks as though she's got a little bit on. She's turned the back on it. She knew she was heavy. Well, weight was okay if she was a little bit tighter to get it. So is it going to be
I think
3?
it's a treble.
If it is, we're squared up. And it is 3. So we're all square. 14 each after 14 ends. Well, we thought it'd be a close one.
We did. And we were hoping it would be a close one, but 14 all the 14s. That's what we like to see. We've had some really good luck on these TV games so far with the games we're getting, and it was actually just the luck of the draw that put this game on this rink, by the way. And so it's pretty happy to be able to see world-class players playing a world-class game.
Yeah, and as you'll see with the scheduling as well, there's some cracking games coming up as well. You can have a look on the Bowls New South Wales Facebook page or website, and you'll be able to find the scheduling there somewhere. Yes, Glenn, it'd be good if we get them to play the same way, mate, for the viewing, which is the way the sun is at the moment. It's getting higher in the sky as we go along.
They might keep those Swannies bowls rolling out. Really happy to see that actually from the lady from England.
Well,
AFL fan, love it.
I heard on the news this morning that Buddy might be going around for another season as well.
No, sorry to Buddy Franklin, legend of the game, clearly a legend, instant Hall of Famer as soon as he's eligible. But I think Swans are better with anybody.
Well, that was the rumour. I caught on the TV this morning.
Make me look that up. Well, maybe they think they can't replace him. Who knows?
So a few loose bowls again from the Leeds. Wouldn't expect that from these girls. Sure, we can allow them a couple of stray ones. As we said earlier, the 2 skips have over 1,000 appearances between them, although 647 to Karen Murphy, 393 to Natasha Van Eldik. A little bit of experience.
Yeah.
There.
Just that's it.
On all greens too, I would imagine. Greens in India, in England, in New Zealand, different areas where the Commonwealth Games and World Championships and all that have been.
Just the Commonwealth, the British Empire.
Yeah.
The sun never set. A bit of breeze whipping up here. Look at this.
There is too, and it is in that opposite direction, which may be, as Matty Miles said to us earlier, that if the breeze is in that area, it can make that hand wider, which we've certainly seen today, that what's been the traditionally narrow side of the green is certainly turning more than it has been for all of earlier in the week. So definitely a bit easy to see the colour of the bowls when they're coming this way. that's for sure, as Glenn Jones pointed out to us. So Van Eldik, second bowl, end 15. Down one on the end. She gets a roll out of her own or works off it or just draws it cold. Well played.
Just draws it clean, beautifully.
And you see Murphy there just indicating to Falkner. Forehand, up under the yellow, land the yellow or grab the jack. Got the
just
wicket keeper and deep third man waiting.
Well, it's just either a touch on the bowler or a touch on the jack. Either way is a win for them.
Let's see what she can produce. Well, just going to get away on it?
I reckon it's under.
Yeah, it's under. If it stays on the green, though, it's a very usable bowl. So keeps the bowl in play. Pretty good lesson there too for the novice bowlers, where a lot may have went a fair bit quicker and missed under, and the bowl would have went out of bounds or into the ditch and out of play. But Falkner showing her experience there, keeping that bowl in play, which may come into play later on this end. So we'll see if she can adjust the line. It'll be a similar weight. See if she can adjust. Looks as though she has adjusted.
Like she's a little heavier.
Yeah,
looks like
she's going to get a result here. Bowl only. Well played. That's a great shot.
Hit and sit. Had the correct weight to do that, and that's fantastic bowling. That's 3 down now for Raymond Terrace. And Tash just saying, play through a little bit, couple of metres.
Same idea. Yes. So it's Delves this time. Looking for a similar bowl on the other hand, under a front one, but I think she's going to get away too.
A little bit of gust of wind that kicked up as well. It's not going to help.
Didn't have the weight to do the job either.
Oh, yeah. Tough to change hands.
So, yeah, definitely players bowling into the breeze coming this way now. You can see in the bottom of the screen, you'll see that shot again from Ellen Falkner. Corrected beautifully for a first one. She did have a first one to use. You can see at Murphy's feet there, but got the bowl solid. Just no jack movement.
Absolutely perfect shot.
So it's at least 2 to Cabramatta here. We'll see what Murphy decides to do. Looks like it's another draw. Another bowl in the head on her backhand. Just got to navigate a path around that front one. Is she under?
Not quite. Just clanking into Genevieve there. Natasha on a backhand. Teeth gritted a bit as she watches this one go down. She wants it to be around that front bowler. I think it is. Oh, got a little tiny little edge on it, but wanted to be around and into the head. And Kaz with on her backhand too, Karen Murphy. Take that back. Turn late. Oh, a little touch actually slowed it down a bit. I don't think it's going to be in the count, but it's definitely in Tasha's way.
Yeah, not in the count. I don't think it is in Tasha's way now because she'll switch over. There's a nice little group there that she can crash into if she's a bit wide. That looks tight to me. Well, I think it's 3. Didn't see any confirmation of that, but
All the players knew what it was, and except we don't hear in the box. I'm just looking at the wind conditions out there. It's gusty, but there's nothing significant around as far as things that are going to affect the bowls too much, I don't think.
no, it wasn't a 3, it was only 2.
Well, 2 up. again a really good, huge amount actually of people watching today. I'm getting better and better at this, and as we get better and better at it, more people are coming and watching. Please interact with us, ask us questions. We're happy to talk. These games go for a long time, and content's appreciated. We do have the great expert in most things lawn bowls sitting next to me. Ask us a question. Just tell us where you're from and who you're supporting. Haven't seen Crab come up yet. Nathan Bazant. I'm sure he's out there listening. Especially like hearing from our international watchers. A lot of bowls tragics all around the world. Yeah, well done, Jen. Just a touch. Kicked it across, left her bowl hanging out a little bit, but his shot, here's a touch and might get his. So, can no one hear me? Craig, can you hear me? I'm Ben. Ben Crixolitis, Benny Two Shoes, if you can't say my surname. Sitting next to Andrew right now.
Yep. Certainly the VU meter's going up as you talk.
So Ray Mitchell there, good game, good quality coverage. Oh, thanks, mate, actually. So you can see the close-up of the deliveries. Well done, Andrew. And it is a great coaching tool. And believe it or not, when you film this and the players do watch them back, and they can see what they've done in their delivery and their and their positioning, they can use these videos to teach players how to read heads. They're always available on our Facebook page as a replay after the event. And just a fantastic coaching tool, if nothing else. But these all of these players, this is if you want an example of how to deliver a bowl successfully and more consistently and more often, then you just watch these ladies. They know everything about lawn bowls.
And for the first time, second time, Cabramatta in front.
Mm-hmm.
They led 1-0 after 1 the first end, and now they lead by 2 after on end 15.
I think their ends are getting longer, just a metre at a time, just stretching it out a bit at a time. And I'm not sure if it's deliberate or whether their arms are just warming up a bit.
Still avoiding that T area, as I mentioned before. And you can see it does look a little bit shinier too around the T area, which has had the wear and tear. And most times with the games we've had, that's where the mat's been placed. That's well played, Van Eldik. Yes, we're talking about the different styles of delivery before, Ray. See how Karen Murphy uses a forearm to put on her front leg to balance herself.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
I'll have a look at Natasha's delivery here. I think she uses the palm of her hand to steady herself with her front leg.
Yeah, it's interesting now that you've mentioned that.
There it is, the hand straight on. Yep.
That's it. Now that you mentioned that, I can't stop seeing it. I tend to line up with both hands near the bowl and then put my left hand on my knee as I step forward.
Yeah, as we said, we wait. You see the delivery of Helen Falkner. There's no support. She just uses her legs and body weight for balance. No supporting hand. It's down, just remains down by her side.
Nothing like the Cabramatta ninja stance.
No.
The Karate Kid stance, which I quite enjoy.
Yeah, and some of the players too have what I think they call the shooter stance or the South African stance, where you see Ellen Falkner there, both feet together, no balance. Where if you watch Genevieve, you'll see one foot in front of the other.
Which is something I've adopted since watching all the high performance athletes recently. My left foot slightly forward, heel in line with the front toes of my right foot, and Jen a bit more open there with her foot forward as well. Yeah, the shooter stance. And then I've seen some of the guys that struggle to bend their knees or their hips have got the woodcutter stance where they don't step at all.
Yeah, the fixed stance, that's right. Yep. Yeah, whatever works, really. But you're right, some players might have an ailment that doesn't allow them to get down as much or can't step out or one thing or another. You see the fixed stance. I favour the stance that Ellen was doing there with the 2 feet together.
In the background there, a lady knew she was on camera. I do like photo bombers. That See if she shows up on your little replay here.
Oh. Give everyone a wave.
I think the simple method with delivery is don't overcomplicate it.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
It's line yourself up, look 2, step 2, swing 2.
Yeah, I like that. If I know when I'm bowling badly, I know that I can, if I pause at the bottom, if I stop. That's how I coach as well. If bowlers are posers, that's the best thing. At the bottom, stop at the bottom, make sure you don't stand up too quickly and have your thumb pointed at where you're aiming. You'll be okay. Everything before that's pretty much mechanical.
Yeah, that's former statue is the coaching tip that I have for any new players. Ben, after the delivery, just stay in that position.
The old fellas always said to me, if you're looking straight down your middle finger at the point you aimed at.
Yeah. It's similar to putting on a putting green on golf. It's all straight, undulating with an undulating golf green. You're still putting straight, and the green undulation will make your golf ball turn. Well, it's a straight game lawn bowls too. You deliver the bowl straight along your aiming line, and the bias of the bowl will do the rest for you.
Mm-hmm.
You look where you're aiming and aim where you're looking.
Yeah, that's it. Although some people look at the jack when they deliver their bowl.
Natasha just probably didn't want to knock her own there. She was lucky to get past, I think.
Snuck past.
But,
That's ended up in a very good spot, though.
Yeah, well, that's where Karen was looking at that. She's going to have to hit it maybe a bit harder now.
And he's going to go past by the looks of things, or kick out as Ellen's indicating there.
Yeah,
So
they really call the angles well, these experienced players, the top level.
Okay, only one down as well. It was risk versus reward. I think reward is pretty good here. If Murphy can get any contact on the bowl, how quick is she going
she's
to
close.
duck under?
Very close.
How quick is she going to duck under?
My goodness. Well, one down. Had a really good run at that. And looks like just a draw shot here. Maybe on the other hand onto
The safer
Jen's
side.
side.
Yeah, possibly, yes. But we'll see. I think the quality of Van Eldik might go, well, I'll just draw another one. Won't worry about that bowl behind.
So I'm just looking up some weather and some of the old sites I used to look at when I was in the Navy, and I can tell you we're in a little lull. There's a big low off Western Australia being offset by a high out to the east, and we're in the middle of it, and that's why the weather's so good. And we're just sitting right here in the middle of a patch of nothing. It's brilliant in the wind. My graphics up here.
You talked about my hippie days earlier, Ben. I wouldn't have been looking at that, mate, back then, I can tell you that.
You can see the cyclones off Brunei.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a decent weather map, mate. That's got everything, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's quite good.
It tells you all about. I can even show you which way the waves are going.
What's that site you're on there, mate?
Earth.nullschool.net. It's just a
Okay.
graphical representation of sensors all around the world, and that shows you which way the swell's going. If you want to catch some waves out there and how big they are, even.
That's unreal.
A whole lot.
Very informative.
Raymond Terrace just shortened the length up a bit after winning that end. Going back to the slightly shorter length.
Yeah, worked for them earlier. They did score a 5 and a 3 in successive ends when it was about this length. So 5 ends remaining. We've got a bit of a game on here, as we always expected. It's Cabramatta leading by 1. Genevieve just pulling up a little bit short with that one. Mr. Baxter just asking for the name of that weather site again, Vinny.
Yeah, it's earth.nullschool. I'll send you a link. Once again, do not click on any links that don't come from us. Don't give anyone your credit card details. Don't give anyone any of your details. If I post a site, it won't ask you for anything. There you go. There's that weather site. Click around, click the buttons. It'll tell you all about the way the wind moves at different levels, and it can show you particulates in the atmosphere and how smoggy things are and all sorts of things. So
You get giddy watching that, I reckon.
well, that's people make art out of this. I'm just showing Shippo the stratospheric weather from Antarctica right now. That's the trade winds shooting around the Earth. Amazing what access we have on the internet these days to just everything.
It's a brilliant weather site, mate. That's magnificent. So you see there with Falkner getting the shot. See Murphy looking to add another into the head. Watching intently. We'll see the end result. Oh.
I was pretty keen on it.
Well, she got the bowl of Raymond Terrace out there to make a couple.
That's a good shot. You can see these ladies. I think at the start of this, there was even speaking to them, there may have been a little bit of flippancy. There may have a bit of, we're just playing against people we know very well and that kind of thing. It's not in it now. I can tell you now. They want this badly at the moment.
They might have been saying that, but yes,
natural competitives and that
You've
competitiveness.
Got two of the high performance coaching staff up against two of the high performance players. There's a point to prove.
You're not wrong.
A very big point to prove.
Which I love. You saw Karen really wanted that last one. It's the facial expression saying everything.
So it's Cabramatta that hold a few. So Murphy running for a bit of cover here. Very tactical bowl played here from Karen Murphy. Put right in the spot. And don't forget the Big Sports Breakfast. We'll be live here tomorrow morning from 5:30 a.m. Buffet breakfast on offer if anyone wants to come down.
I don't know if I want to be here at 5:30. I think our communications manager Billy will be here today and coming down. He's staying with me tonight in my cabin, so
is he? Okay.
Might be forced to get up and drive him in. Even earlier, they'll have to come and set up unless they do it tonight. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think they've got a lot of gear to do their outside broadcasts, but whether they set up this afternoon or in the morning, I'm not sure. But yes, Murray Daly will definitely be here. As Jared Milton, he'll be hosting.
Mm-hmm.
Close.
Oh, just peeled off the front.
But only close.
Yeah, Jen's there
out there, unfortunately.
Yeah, Jen, they're out on the right side. Handy. Oh, Billy. It hasn't actually popped up on my screen yet, but thanks for that, mate. Yeah, I can't argue.
Yes. Warm wind.
Hot
wind, perhaps.
Instead of hot air.
Well, these delves, I'm not sure whether this one's going to get back or not, but it's going to be a very useful bowl again. Around the back of the head, is it going to be the furthest back? I think it is the furthest back as well, so see Murphy now having a look what shot to play here. There's a forehand draw to get under the two bowls, but Murphy indicating a backhand draw into try and just beat the bowl of Genevieve Delves, and this one looks just a little bit overweight to do the job that Murphy was asking. I just want to get in front of that other blue bowl. See now, we might see Eldik go pretty big at this. Both bowls without the jack moving. Jack back, they got the furthest back, or jack out of bounds and we start again.
Yeah, might get a kick. I don't know if the Jen's bowl's in the way there for the kill. If she comes through heavy enough, it might just bounce over it anyway. Bit of a
See what kind of weight.
Effect.
Well, it looks like we're going straight at it. Here we go.
That's big weight. Crack into the jack. Flew over the top of everything. That's what I was speaking about. The absolute kill, or maybe some coaching there by Karen at the end. Look, they're both having a good chuckle. Where's Jack gone? What's happened at the back there?
It's got to go down as a chance, and Jack was in the air for a while there. So.
I'm enjoying the interaction up there. That's must have gone somewhere funny.
So replay. Yeah. So opportunities there. Both bowls may have went. So got the outside of the green bowl, or Jack. Right on target. Jackie out of bounds.
Maybe scared the ladies next door. My mate Terry Collins would have enjoyed that shot. He's loves a big hit. As he just jumped onto the live stream. Di Cooper, good one, Tash. Agreed. Great shot. Look, that's as accurate as it gets. And that's exactly what she would have been aiming at.
Yeah, she's hit a couple of good ones, and her draw shot's been on song as well during this game. But that's why these girls get to the business end of these events more often than not, to be fair. We said the other game in this section is being played alongside these girls to the left. That's Warilla and Dubbo. And you can see the score, Warilla 11. They've played 16 ends as well by the looks of things. You'll see the Dubbo score in a sec when we show the players on the mat. If they're not in the way there, 16 I think it was. I just can't see at the moment, but it's this great opening bowl. Not the best one. How many times do you see when a player follows a bowl up, it pulls up that little bit short? They go chasing it, and just don't go through with their whole delivery.
Well, yeah, that's that stay down at the bottom.
Yeah,
as we're discussing. I tend to flick if I stand too much, and it adds a metre. Some people don't follow through all the way, and way out of it's just more mechanics. Just in the end, we can do it's unnecessary. I think following through is good fun, but wait first. Makes you look cool.
It's repetitive, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's again like your golf swing, like your tennis shot, like you're playing pool. You just got to follow through. Muscle memory, do the same.
Exactly, and listen to us criticising these national state players like we're experts. But look, it's the same for everyone. Oh, Tash not happy with that. Head straight down. And Karen following her down on that forehand.
Yep. We'll just get our camera on the...
on the head there. So, yeah, Jen's got the shot there. Kaz just matched her up, I think, after Tash went through. That's a correction. That's a correction and a half. Look at that. Straighten that little gap. Probably two.
Ray Johnson, a teammate of mine, ain't he? He would hear that quite a bit off me, actually. But,
I saw an old friend of mine at Warilla the other week who kept telling me back in the day, he's an Italian man. He says, his name's Giovanni Paez, a lovely man, and he used to say, well, that's exposed Jack, sorry, just to point that out.
Yep.
Karen coming down with a knock and jumping around. She was pretty happy with the way it hit, and exposed Jack, which puts it back. It's another game of an open draw.
Yeah, basically start the end again. Just got to navigate around that group of bowls in front.
That's it. So speaking of Giovanni, he used to say more grass pen with that accent, and that's my first pennant season in the sevens with Don McKenzie and Joe Oliverio, and I've never every time I put one narrow, I say it exactly like
Just-
he
it's
did.
just
I hear his voice in
Hear
my
his
mind.
voice, yeah. Things like that tend to stick in your head, don't they?
Yeah.
It's not a bad correction from Genevieve there first up. Let's see how Ellen goes now with her first with the jack off the centre line. Looks to be on a pretty good track as well. How's her weight? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll hear one in our games when I'm playing with the Albatross. Every now and then it'll be TYFG. Tear your flipping grass. In honour of one of our club mates.
I thought we'd put a blanket ban on accents, but maybe
Well,
that was just me.
Oh,
Delves just failing there. Unlucky though. That's a handy bowl.
this looks pretty well pointed. Just needs to hold up. Oh, just going to get away.
That's another counter though. So it's 2 to Cabramatta at present with the skippers to play. Thanks, Bo. Yes, mate, on Saturday week, Sunday week, I think. Have to check that. I did see that. So we'll see whether Natasha can match. She looks to be on a pretty good track. It's all weight critical now. She just hasn't got enough weight to get there. So see Murphy, we're looking to just get around that last bowl of Van Eldik's. And she can sit the other Raymond Terrace bluish coloured bowl. If she gets past the yellow, it's going to be another counter. Oh, that should count as well, I think. I'm pretty sure that beats the front one. Yeah, looking at that, it does. So you can see.
And it just reduces Tasha's options as well. Before, she could have got a little contact on her own and brought it up and over. Now, that's all it's going to do is promote Karen's bowl.
Yeah, she's only got the bare draw here. She's not up again, I don't think. Well, she'll be disappointed with herself there. So a bit of a score coming up for Cabramatta here. It's at least 2, possibly 3. This could be 4. See what happens here. I'm not sure whether Murphy's around him. She might get underneath them. She is underneath him. It's just going to get away from her, maybe. Don't think so. We'll see how many that Pam puts on up on the scoreboard there. It was 4. That's 20. So all of a sudden, Cabramatta lead by 5. We've got another discussion here between the Cabramatta ladies.
4 ends to go.
See, Helen Falkner just asking about what hand Karen wants to play, and that's the forehand. See how she goes with the first. It's not too bad an opener. Just pulling up a little. Obviously better to be that far behind than that far in front, because any movement of the jack takes that ball well out of play. But it's not too bad an opener, but Delves got one a little bit better. So it's a pretty big end in this match. Raymond Terrace will be looking to hit back after dropping a 4. They've dropped 7 shots in the last 3 ends. Well, actually, 4 ends. Actually, 8 in the last 5.
I'll go out on a limb here, Chippo. I reckon the Jets have to win this end.
Oh, okay.
I think if they fail to score this end, they're in trouble.
All right. You see, as I just mentioned, movement of the jack backwards takes them shorter bowls well out of play now.
Cabramatta score this end, they'll be 6 in front minimum with only 3 to go.
Yeah.
And to an end. I'll back Kaz to be able to protect to an end. But the Jets score this end, they're back to within at
least 4.
Yes.
And is the Jets that hold shot at present, but here comes Karen Murphy. Well played. A bit of a little touch on the jack there. See the pole will get sprayed with spray chalk. Has Eldik sent it? I don't think so, by the actions of a teammate, Genevieve. So Murphy be looking for almost an identical bowl to her last, but I think she might be a little bit tight this time. She's going to get under the yellow and land her teammates. Yes, she has. Didn't promote it enough though. So pretty close for shot here. And Eldik is on a pretty good line this time. It should get right back to the jack. If it's got the weight, oh well.
Just shy.
We'll see what the Cabramatta girls can come up with. There is a hole up the middle on the forehand there, with depending who's holding shot, of course. Whether the Cabramatta are down or up, looks to be down with the bluer coloured bowl alongside the green one. But Murphy just indicating try and draw it. Yeah, there is an attacking shot up, although the gap's very small.
You'd have to go quick to get through that gap.
Yeah, but they're both Cabramatta bowls coming up, but looks as though it's going to be the draw from Falkner. Yes, it is.
Look, I think she'd be happy just to drop in behind this head.
She's going to do that as well.
I think that was the safe option. Let's get another one back there. They're 5 in front with 4 to play. Don't want to drop a multiple. Dropping a 1 isn't too bad. Obviously, they want to score just to push that lead out. But you don't give your opportunity a chance. I mean,
look out here though. If this gets a touch on the yellow, this may. Oh, it's going to sneak past the yellow.
Well, that's a great home as well.
It certainly is. The question is, who is shot? It's hard to tell from our angle.
Very difficult.
Both teams happy to build the head up a bit more. Falkner's going to put another bowl in and around it as well. If that falls over, well, there's an opportunity here for Delves, can use that bowl and fall in off it, or if she's a little bit tighter, give the yellow a bump, which on the running surface can promote her own bowl. Is she going to get down enough? She doesn't want to get a touch on it. Well, she got a touch. It may have fell in for shot here, so...
John Moran from Scotland's watching here while they cross over a bit. Janine Brown watching from Urunga asking what kind of bowls and size they're playing with. I can't tell you the size, but I know that Andrew might
know the size of the Raymond Terrace bowls.
Yeah, the Raymond Terrace ladies are playing both with Taylors, GTRs. Actually, I think, are they? Oh, here we go.
We think the other one, and yes,
definitely the other lot are Henslide XGs.
Not GTRs.
No, they're red lines. You see the little there.
Yeah.
And some marks on them from the drives that Tasha's been putting down, and certainly not this green, but some greens have that black rubber backing that marks them up a bit. I hate it with white bowls. Steve Jackson from McLean, good to see you, mate.
So, Murphy here, if it gets down and, is it going to fall in? It has. That will be shot.
That's a way to take it. Speaking of Scotland, Campbell Connell, the man with the most famous accent in South Coast Bowls, is on the line too. Good to see you, mate.
Up and down is the indication there. So Tash on the draw, looking for promotion of her yellow bowl here. If she gets the yellow bowl under the jack, it's probably a 60. Well, it's in the area to do. No, it's not going to get down in time.
Yeah, played the right weight, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, a bit wide. I thought the weight was all right.
No, I don't think she wanted that much weight. I think she just wanted enough just to roll hers once or twice. With that weight, the jack may well have poked right through the hole. It comes back to where Ellen's standing. There's 3 bowls that would count for Cabramatta.
Lots of chat happening.
Yeah. Look, we're holding, and I think it's what Andrew said earlier. If Cabramatta was to win this,
it's just about good night, nurse.
So, just having a good think about it. They got Raymond Terrace does have the furthest back, but the head's pretty well protected with that wall of bowls in front there. There is a slight gap. Tash might be able to get through. But seeing with the last one, she knew she had to be up, so she had to arrive to make sure that she gave a bowl a chance, which she did.
And look, they're just looking for a cover there, I think.
Yeah, where can the opposition score?
Because if Tash gets the yellow bowl onto that, pokes it through the hole, there are 2 Raymond Terrace bowls just that little bit shorter.
Yes, Bucket, you are correct. That's why Karen Murphy is the GOAT. Bowls like that. So they're having a good look, so we're not sure. I think we might see a measure coming out here.
I saw Karen having a look and looking back. She looked at Ellen and then turned and looked at Pam and thought, I'm going to have to call you soon.
So they must, yeah. Like Cabramatta must think they're holding on the positional bowls they've been playing. Now, Van Eldik be looking to just sneak around her front yellow and get at any contact on the yellow bowl just in front of the jack. We'll bring it into play. She might be a bit high again, is she? Yes, she is.
Yep.
It's not going to get back. Just with that breeze.
Yeah, flag's hanging dead still at the moment, actually. When I was up there a second ago, it was...
So we've got a 3-way measure.
Yeah, they've removed the bowls not in the count.
Yeah, the breeze was blowing from the right-hand side, the right-hand corner of the green, in front of Pam there,
as we look at it now.
Yep,
the
from
bottom right of our
bottom
screen,
right of the
was it?
screen across
Okay.
to the top left.
So that's the first time I think we've had breeze in that direction since we've been here as well. Hence the wider side. The bowl's taking a bit more grass,
grass
on
there,
that
yeah.
tighter side, what we assume was a tighter side, until this game kicked off, and we've noticed it's certainly taking more grass there. So that looks like it's one to Murphy so far.
Looks like another.
So Pam Hocking doing the measuring here. You'll see she'll go back and forward just to make sure she is correct. So she's rolled that one out.
Very skillful measurer and our ITO, Pam.
One only. But it was one to Cabramatta, and it was that bowl of Murphy's that landed her teammate's bowl and fell in off it for shot. So they go to a 6-shot lead with 3 to play. And I think Andrew Lynn has declared them. Ben? Declared them as winners, the Cabramatta side.
Yep, I blame Andrew.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of a grimace on his face.
Well,
over
he,
there, yeah.
he did say if they scored here, Murphy would protect that 6-shot lead over 3 ends.
Oh, probably not quite so dramatic as that. I said I think Raymond Terrace are in a serious world of hurt.
He's
Well,
trying
somebody will
to back
go
out
back.
there.
Somebody will go and
I
watch
do
it.
like
Yeah.
the backtrack plays.
I did say I think Tash and Jen would really struggle to get back into the game if they lost that end. Didn't declare them winners. No, don't do that. Get in trouble for doing that. I got in trouble from Engadine for saying that it was a good thing we'd have Lee working on yesterday.
Oh, yes. That was in the semi-final, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
When they were 20-6 down.
But Silver Stinson came back very nicely.
So there's a couple of, one completed, my apologies, completed game out there, which is the Alexandra Erskineville against Peter Taylor from Alstonville game.
Who won that one?
Alexandria Erskineville, Bernie Melville's team, 28-16 over Peter Taylor's team. And that's a big win for Bernie. Phil Means just saying that he thought your comments were on record, mate.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure they are.
Didn't declare them home. I just said I think they're in trouble.
So the Alexander Erskineville won they won their round 1 match as well. So they're a 2-game winner in Section 1.
Yeah, what's Peter Taylor, I thought.
Yeah, they had a big win. They were leading the section.
So look, Jen's done very well there with her first two. Holding their shots. They need multiples, these ladies, now.
Yep, I think I did say Raymond Terrace in a world of hurt that Karen should be able to defend that 6-shot lead in 3 ends.
They are in a world of hurt at the moment.
But Jen's given them the great start to be able to come back into this. Tash can just tuck this jack around the corner. Question is, do you want to not do it too early? That's the problem.
Oh, and rolled it down. Well, she's made it smallest possible target, and I think you're right. Now, I was watching yesterday. Some people were questioning the Warilla tactic at the end of just putting every single bowl they had behind the tee and letting Lee run into it. And I said, that's all they've got. They need as big a score as they can possibly get. And right now, they need this very, very badly. They need a big multiple, so...
Or they have to score this end.
Mm-hmm, correct.
Well,
look,
not a big multiple. A 1 keeps them in touch, but... Honestly, you don't want to go into that last end chasing a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, exactly right. And
they can get within a shot and maybe fight back to a draw. They'll still lead the section if they draw. So Then it comes down to margin on the last round.
Oh, well done, Tash. There's probably 3 there at the moment, but they can. Excuse me, I've completely lost my train of thought there. They're
So this one, Tash, she saw the arms go up. She was happy enough with that, but not quite. I think we'll just see Cabramatta draw up to this head, try and get second, maybe get a little touch, just roll that jack away from the shot bowls. It's got to limit their exposure here.
Yeah, I think Alan might be looking to push back. Yeah, Glenn Baxter saying, not bad in a horse positional. I still think there's building something to crash into there is good for Cabra, not necessarily for the Jets at this point.
Well, right now, Cabra probably don't want to crash into the shot bowl because if it rolls back, could be 3 down, 4 down.
Oh, yeah, they've got the 2 very best back. But Glenn Baxter noticing how the experienced players kept the shadows and stuff well away from Pam doing her job. Some club players could take note of this, yeah. We always get instructed immediately, and I tell my teams to get on the bank. As soon as the umpire's called, get out of the way. It's not your job anymore.
Oh, look, as an umpire, I really don't mind if the player is interested and wants to ask a few questions. I'm going.
It's nothing to do with the umpire. To me, it's the players. I've seen players kick bowls out of the way that were meant to be being measured. It's just take that risk out, get off the greens.
Yeah, and you'll see that call from Tash. Just overweight, sit the green bowl over 1 or 2 rolls, or just get a little roll on the yellow.
Well, pretty good line for that from Jen.
And the way this head has developed, there's a chance to hold a few after this one. Just wants a roll out of that.
Oh, perfect bowl. That's exactly what she was asked to do. Did it fall in, though?
Oh, I think they're holding a good 5.
Not for long. Not for long. There's going to be some fire here, I'd suggest, from Karen Murphy, just to knock a few of those out.
I think you're right. The target looks pretty inviting.
Good view of the Raymond Terrace logo there.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Jen.
I think they were must have heard you. I think they were established in 1932.
Yeah, Stokesy, well done coaching your players to get your logo in front of the camera.
All right.
So will Kaz go big or just try and get through the head?
She's going big. Fairly big. Is it going to get down enough?
It is.
Any contact is good.
Karen Murphy.
Oh, well.
Probably not enough.
No, look, I think she'll be happy with that. It's her own bowl to the left of Jack now, as we look at it. So it opens up that backhand side. You've got 3 to stop on or a touch.
Not if Van Eldik comes through under the jack. Oh, is she running for cover?
I've got Gus saying Ben's eyes would light up with that sort of target. Yep. You're not wrong. I was looking at it thinking, geez, can I go up and play that shot, please?
Well.
Heavy chips of bowls flying everywhere.
I think the indication was 2 down. Now, Murphy might be a little change of weight. It might not be as quick this time. Turn around, bowl up.
It's going forehand again, so I think it'll be big again.
Yeah, it's quick.
Looking for bare jack here now, or both bowls. She's going to make any contact at all.
No. Oh, she's kicked one across, but didn't change anything. It's
probably still 3.
Yeah, they indicated 2, but it'd be close between Jen's bowl on the left there and the other 2 of the Cabramatta ladies.
Okay, so Van Eldik here. They are chasing the scoreboard a little, but depending on what they hold, she can play her backhand and get under the jack and try and land that green bowl. If she gets 1 roll out of it and stays, it'll be 4 shots. Looks like that's what she's attempting as well. Big bowl here. from Van Eldik.
Big important bolt.
She's up on a pretty high line. I don't think that's going to...
No, look, I think she was just
Get
trying
back.
to draw, not very... It would have been tragic to give it away then.
Well,
So
it would have been, but they might think that they're 3 as well. We've taken 2 out, and they're going to have a look.
yeah, so if they think there were 3, there was no value in
No, that's for
sitting that
sure.
bowl.
That's right. Just draw another for 4, but we'll see in 1 second. Well, we might have another umpire's call here. We have.
Yeah. So this might be a laser.
So Cabramatta haven't scored. They remain on 21. And the kiss of death from Andrew Lynn sees Raymond Terrace score a number.
Should learn by now, shouldn't I?
I'm learning. Say nothing, it's safer. That's right. So here comes the laser. I really like these laser measures. Actually, there was a problem at the start when we first using these, how difficult it was to use them in bright sun, but
Yes.
absolutely no problems at the moment.
Well, you see, if you haven't seen this piece of apparatus being used at the moment by the umpire, it's a digital measuring system. You see PM Hocking putting a target on each of the bowls to be measured. She will now use a little mirror to make sure there's no gap between the laser measure and the jack. So making sure she's right up against the jack here. Then she'll press a button on the top. There she goes there, and that records the distance. She'll go around now and do the same again. Gets the mirror, puts the mirror there to make sure there's no gap. And then she'll press the button again. And she'll have a look to see that
2.
2 only. So Ellen Falkner has passed her eyesight test because she said it was only 2.
It's one that you and I often fail, mate, I think.
Yes.
Oh, Terrace is going to go a bit longer. They have been playing shorter lengths. This is near T to T.
Well, yes, this is the first time, and it's taken 20 ends. It's the first time we've had almost a full length end in this game.
Jen just asking Karen to stop moving there. Yeah, good start too. Well done. Big change ends, and she's dropped it in a foot away from Jack. That's impressive. It's can take a bit to adjust at times.
Yeah, it's a handy opener. Let's see how Falkner looks a bit tight, that one. How's the weight? Oh, the weight's pretty good. The weight's very good, actually. Just missed the line a fraction. Yes, Steve, I think there's different measures for different digital measures that you can use different ways. This one that we've got has the targets that you put up against the bowl, so the laser hits the target.
Yeah, down to measures it to 4 decimal places. There's Steve, another one of those blokes with funny name.
Yeah.
On your Gus. He's called Gus because his great uncle Stephen to my daughter.
Right.
That's the acronym. My oldest, well, both of them now, I guess. But yeah, she gave him the name. And here comes Ellen just crossing again. So the longer end, Jen dropped one on, and the other two, the next 3 bowls, crossed the head. And maybe that little turn near the tee, that's what you were talking about earlier. Maybe that's, that seems to be bearing some fruit there.
Yeah, certainly is more compacted and more worn the green, down in that area near the tee where the match speed going and the players congregate waiting for their turn.
Andrew, on the 19th then, tell us who's supporting this again. TAB is one of our supporters, but who's the other one?
Destination Wollongong.
Destination Wollongong. And Taraji Park Bowls and Rec, Wiseman Park and Wollongong City Bowling Club. Victory Sports where we are, and a brilliant tournament they've put on, all three clubs here. Set of finals for the state championships, and you're watching the state women's pairs. Which section is this? Which section is it?
We'll just look that up. The other game in this section is playing next to them, and then they'll move across to a different green. And this is section 2. Both of these sides had a victory in their first game. It was a 32-13 victory by Raymond Terrace. Great bowl, Tash.
Yeah, look, no problems for Tash at all. Adjusting. Karen dropped pretty short with her first one.
Looks to be on a better track here. How much is this one going to get down towards the jack? They turn a fair bit late here. Here it comes. Just a fraction short, but it'll be enough for second by the look of that. So, yeah, as I said, Raymond Terrace had a win over Dubbo City, 32-13, and Cabramatta had a 28-12 win over the Warilla Girls. And you can see them on the rink to the right next door. They're playing their second match as well. So one of them are going to be a winner as well, unless it's a draw, of course, and keeping their hopes alive in this section.
Jan, watching this one intently, should be interesting to see what happens. The wind has just gusted up a little bit. Crossing, it's a bit weighty, I think, but perfectly sitting on Tash's bowl there. That's if it had missed, it would have run through, but.
You see Tash there, a good bad one, if you like.
Yeah.
Just the way it fell out that little bit, allowing Ellen Falkner something to land on. But she looks a little tight here, and that's going to be, well, that's just blocked that. Oh, she still should be around that.
You can get a winner off Karen's bowl out the side, or
yep.
sit Genevieve's bowl.
Yep. So leave that. We'll leave that bowl in the way. So you see Tash there. We'll just leave that how it is. Get over on your backhand for the left-hander. And get around that front bowl of Murphy's and draw another one into the head.
And
Well, even behind the head, and that's where it's going. Is it going to crash on that bowl of Falkner's and end up in a pretty good spot there?
So, quick question from Jimmy McRory there. Any idea who is screening next? Yes, the answer is Beau Prideaux and Carl Healy against Messrs. Ether and Pryor from Gunnedah. It's going to be another cracker. The Gunnedah boys are up and about out there at the moment.
couple of chances here, needs contact.
Oh, it's going to end up in a pretty good home as well, though.
And while I said Karen and Ellen should have been able to defend this, if you have a look at the bowls they played, they've not given themselves much of a chance.
Yeah, that long end, that change of length of end, we see it so often, and for some reason it's still such an underrated thing to do. Just changes the length.
Yeah, and you've got to jump on, and the Raymond Terrace girls have certainly jumped onto this length better than Cabramatta have. So, yes, Chris, has been a great game, as has most of your games that we've been lucky enough to stream so far for your viewing. And if you keep an eye on the scores as they roll through down the bottom, in our game next, the Cabramatta pairing
Needs to stay off Kaz's bowl.
is going to do that.
Just going to run to the back. Not too bad there.
Right, Murphy, decision time. Does she look just a swing on the backhand?
Yep, that's where she's lining up.
Yeah, gets can work off her own. Inside or outside of her own bowl, there's a result there.
Well,
She's certainly wide enough. She's showing a bit of interest. Oh, is it going to get down?
It's not going to get down.
Well,
wow.
She's a quarter of a bowl wide.
Beautiful
Yeah.
weight for the job.
Exactly right. Did everything right except that quarter of a bowl, a couple of centimetres. And Tash now can build this.
She's tight.
But she's, look, nice safe bowl in the end though, but because that's a couple of shots at least.
So
One bowl to come.
Kaz needs to be a quarter or 3/4 of a bowl narrower. She doesn't want to be exactly one bowl narrower and get her own right in the middle. 'Cause I don't think that'll help. But she gets either half of her bowl or comes just underneath. Comes just underneath, she'll sit Genevieve's bowl, stay for shot if she plays exactly the same weight.
Yes, she needs to change one thing. If she changes the weight, she can draw the shot or the second shot. And if she changes the grass and keeps that same weight, she can work in off her own bowl. So we'll see how she's looking this time.
She is a little bit narrower, I think.
Oh, I don't think so, Andrew. I think it's going to hold out again.
Less weighty.
Gets around that, it's going to be, well, may have been good enough to cut one out.
Jeez.
I think it'll be two still.
Well, all three of us are riding that one. We was watching all of us lean to the left as that came down.
Well, we got the measure on again. So it's at least two. And the scores have probably rolled through that I missed them, but yes, it's only two. So two the difference.
With one to play.
Last end. Or maybe not the last end. Oh,
Definitely
yes, it will
the last
be.
end.
Sorry, definitely the last end. It's not knockout. We're not in knockout phase yet. Feels like a semi-final, doesn't it? The way they're playing. But
2 shots in. It's oh goodness, fantastic.
Well, you would expect that the winner of this game will go on and win their next and take out the section. That's why you're treating this as a quarter final.
yes.
Oh, and
Chris Capetta, mate, just saying here that he wishes he'd started playing 30 years ago. I can tell you, I haven't met a bowler yet that's said the same thing.
No, you're 100% correct there, Ben.
Except for the juniors, yeah. It's absolutely right. And that's, if there's nothing else that at all that should encourage you to go and just have a go.
I have met someone who said they wish they took the game up later because then they would have got to play in the rookies. That was the only reason.
Get into it. Come down if you're watching with a family member in a club or anything like that. Come on down.
So I just missed the Cabramatta score. No, Cabramatta are leading as well, as is Gunnedah. So
Quarterfinal this afternoon.
yeah, our game this afternoon, if they can maintain the lead in both of them games, they will both be 2-game winners in our game this afternoon. So they will be playing off to see who wins the section.
How critical was that jack roll?
Time will tell.
Yeah, I just completely, the long end, last end really blew the Cabramatta ladies away, but that's coming short again. I think it's only about
Not
3/4
much.
length.
Well, it's
Shot.
enough for shot, but as we said, if the jack moves back, it just takes that bowl out of play.
Yeah, last bowl very important. Phil Lubke saying here, I couldn't agree more with that as well. Karen Murphy with the bowl in hand, always a danger to any lead you may have.
Well, she'll be hoping she doesn't have to play it, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Jason Pinnock, let's go the country boys from Gunnedah. On you, Jace. Hope you had a successful day yesterday, mate. And yeah, yep, Healy versus Pryor's right, Mona.
So Falkner just going to sneak around, and that's a better bowl now when you're 2 up on the last end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're better homes than the previous end.
Yeah, the first two crossed a fair way, crossed a mile.
And I don't think either of those is the game sealer as yet.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Oh,
Ian,
yeah,
but glad you can still enjoy the viewing.
Yeah, really glad we can bring this to you, mate, and very glad you're watching.
So Vian Eldik, Raymond Terrace need 2 for a tie, 3 to win. The tie will keep Raymond Terrace on top of the section because they've got a bit of margin at present.
They had the stronger win, so it'll then come down to who can confirm or overtake in the back half, and that.
It's a great bowl from Murphy. When you're 2 up on the last end, if you wanted to walk up and place a bowl anywhere, I think that would be it.
I'm just going to put this here. That's just magic.
Back toucher or front toucher? Which one's hard to beat?
I think the front, personally. But
depends where the other bowls are, I suppose. It was a front toucher.
Look at
you might
this.
go
Look at the
back,
reply.
Tash will go.
Van Eldik.
I'll just. Well, we're not done yet.
Still one to Cabra though. The bowl
but it's so much better now than it was. It's such a good shot. Wowee.
Well, I don't think this one's going to hold on long enough.
No, going to cut, but if it runs through a little, it'll be in a pretty decent position. Finish jack high. Yeah, and Tash just asking Jen, it looks like to come down on the forehand.
They need 2 to tie. Remain the section leaders, the Raymond Terrace.
I don't think there's a wrong shot here for the Terrace at the moment. Either hand, either get one counting drawing forehand, or play that. Well, Jen's forehand on the is.
Looks like
She's going to play a backhand.
Is it?
Yes. Might have just fooled Ben with the side of the green.
Well, I don't know. She's tight on that side. It's going to run through. She was.
Cabra, definitely the backhands, the right hand is backhand, the better one to play here for them. Toucher is huge. Just takes another little option away from
in the
Terrace.
Area for that as well. She's played it well. She can sit on Murphy's other bowl. I was just going to run through. That's well played, though.
It's probably the shot, though. Does just give a little bit more of a visual for Jen.
Yeah, another bowl to sit on as well.
It looks tight again. Yeah, it's just going to run underneath.
Yeah. So,
oh, well, hang on a sec. Jack away. We'll draw to that one. I wasn't sure whether that had fallen in for shot or not there.
No, I think it's still a couple to Cabra.
So everyone watching at Fig Tree Sports now, between now and about, within the next 20 minutes, you may see some noisy grey visitors flying overhead. There'll be a couple of Navy helicopters doing a buzz.
Oh, really?
Just asked them to do a flyby in honour of the start of the semi-finals of the pairs. Why not?
Excellent.
And while they're crossing it too, they're S-70 Romeos, just essentially a flying weapon and sensor system for the Navy. And Kate Kerridge works on them. She's an engineer with down at 725 Squadron there at Albatross, and reliably informed they'll be flying straight over the club at some point shortly.
Rumours that we got that for instead of a drone shot are completely untrue.
If they want to take me for a ride, I'm happy to take some photos out of the side of I've had a ride in a couple of the Romeos and the Bravos that were previous to them. And
can you hang on to the camera while you're dangling by your ankles out the side?
I I've held on to some other things while we're dangling off the helicopters here. Not
Rumours they may be coming over to drop my bowls out. May be well true.
Oh, Matty Miles wouldn't enjoy that. I can tell you now, I'm fixing those holes. But so here comes Karen on her forehand side on that. They are really playing quite defensively, and as they should. They're holding a couple. They might as well just fill the holes all around it at the moment.
Although, Shippo, I've heard it suggested that I drop my bowls out of a helicopter on a windy day some days.
Yeah, for sure.
Lucky to land in the same postcode some days. So Tash, two attempts, needs 2. Not in a great position.
One attempt, last bowl.
One attempt. Oh, yeah.
So last bowl. Let's see what she can do here. So Van Eldik, last bowl of the match.
It's got to move.
How's she looking? She's urging it on, urging it in for another shot. Is it going to get there?
Oh, it looks it.
They may well be shot with the Jack High bowl.
Well, Karen's going up like she needs to play.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I thought the Cabramatta bowls would have been shot, but...
Well, they may well be shot with that Jack High bowl here. So that may well be 2.
Yeah. So as Kaz walks up there, I can confirm that it's they'll be here in approximately 15 to 20 minutes, led by Lieutenant Hoban, who's a Fig Tree local.
Right. So you should know where the club is.
Exactly right. He's a...
So you can see there, I believe that the blue bowl Jack High, let's see what Murphy's got. Last bowl of the game. How's the weight?
Oh, it's on weight. All about weight here.
How is the weight?
I think she's
not going
short.
to get there.
Oh, it was one clap from...
Yes, that's sneaky one clap. Yeah, wow.
Well, let's have a look here. We got the lie detector out to determine the result of this end.
Oh, I hate it when it comes down to a measure. There's nothing more
Tash
nervy.
is not giving you much away with the body language here.
I'd call an umpire straight away. I wouldn't be touching these balls personally.
Not giving you much away.
So they've got to check whether either of those back bowls is close.
Finding out which one's the closest.
Well, that one's certainly in. And if this one's in, we've got a draw. That one's in. Well, I think we've got a draw.
We have a draw and an extra end. My goodness.
No extra end.
No.
It's a draw. A draw's a draw.
Sorry. Just joking around. I was actually reading the messages about the helicopters, but yeah, while they were doing that. So 2 and a tie, a fitting tie, I think, in that game that went backwards and forwards a fair bit.
Yeah, and that'll make the section now. It'll be Raymond Terrace leading with 1.5 wins, a win and a draw. And they'll be with a +3 margin over the Cabramatta side as they go into game 3.
So they'll be next to each other, watching each
other's
margins.
scores. Yeah.
Right. Well, and that does bring we can't see the score of what the other game was. It might be on our. We can bring
on
up
the
our
spreadsheet
ticker and have a look at who won out of Warilla and Dubbo.
That's well. Warilla won by 1 shot over Dubbo City.
Okay, well that'll only give them a margin of -15.
Yeah,
So
look,
I think
realistically,
they might be out of contention there.
they would need to beat whoever they're playing, Tash or
Substantially
by
Yes.
30.
Yeah, well,
not realistically going to see a 30 to 35 margin against either of these pairs.
And if we just check with the men, if Cabramatta had a victory and Gunnedah,
Carl Healy 32-13 over Edelong,
That's
and
full-time.
Gunnedah Sam Pryor 2018 over Raymond Terrace.
Are they both full-time
Jason Stokes
there?
are both full time.
okay, so our this afternoon game is
Effectively quarterfinal.
for the section. So join us here live at Figgy.
Sorry if I may interrupt. I just want to point out those helicopters once again. I'm getting the messages through, and a big congratulations to Kate Carriage, our winner who won the Open Reserve singles earlier in the week on her promotion to Commander. Carriage
well
from
done.
Lieutenant Commander, and her posting to the air station in Pax River in the United States.
Oh,
So
My
she's
word.
off. She's off to the States later on. Well, I don't exactly know when, but well done, Kate, and congratulations. I'm very proud of you here. One of your good mates and club mates here is very excited for you, mate. Well done, and thanks for arranging a bit of excitement for everyone.
She'll be able to give us an update on the
Rollers.
American greens over there.
Exactly.
All
right.
right,
We'll
so
find a
anyway,
good
we'll
one.
be cutting our feed now. The rollers are just going on. The players will be on their way onto the green, hopefully in about 25 minutes or so. And will join us this afternoon for round 3 of the state championships, brought to you by Destination Wollongong.